I'm not going to spend another 20 quid just to replace the 6 with a stylized letter U. These will do.
I've deleted it. Are you sure? Yeah. Tell people to refresh. And it should be fine. Oh, fucking hell.
Primary scores from turn 2.
So we'll get Scorched Earth.
Scorched Earth and Inspired Leadership. I just got them so I remember them.
Oh. And hello everyone and welcome to the Hot Dice live stream. We've had some technical issues getting up and running as usual. You can thank Mr. Bill Gates himself, Mr. Microsoft.
Scrap code from the evil Mechanicum.
So please, if you can't hear us very well, we're just going to do a sound check for the live stream. So it's going to be me hosting. I also have Ben over Discord, hopefully.
Good evening everyone. Professional commentary coming your way.
And we also have here with us. Sorry, please introduce yourself, gentlemen, and your armies.
Who's first?
Whoever can dominate the conversation first. Simon, Steve. Who goes first?
I'm Simon, and tonight I'll be running my Adapters Custodes.
Okay.
At Shield Host, 1,000 points.
And Steve.
I'm Steve. I'm running those wacky fun Ultramarines, as everyone knows them. Sorry, you're up there, right? Right, that's a good start, isn't it? And I'm running the classic Gladius Task Force.
That's great. And we're going to be playing the Scorched Earth. So please, lots of chat in here. We are trying to get this running as smooth as possible. It's going to take some time. So obviously there's some issues here with the screen overlay, but we'll get that fixed. Anyway, who cares what's wrong? Let's talk about what's right. Scorched Earth Inspired Leadership. So it's going to be a 9-inch +1 leadership bubble for your leader, if that comes into play for Battle Shock at some point. And it's Crucible of Battle. So we have already set up the table. I'll just go into the overlay so we can see. We are using Richard Naismith's terrain. It's nice looking, fully painted terrain. It suits the table we're using for this stream as well. So I'll keep track of the score. You'll see here on the left we have P and S, that's primary and secondary score. I'll be doing that for you gents, don't worry about that.
Great stuff.
And I'm sure Ben will be making some comments in my ear that you can't hear, and I'll be interfering as and when necessary. But don't worry about any of that. So first things first, I think it's worth saying this is Simon's first league game. So good luck. He's brave enough to have streamed it. And Steve, you played in the last stream. You played Knights, I think, didn't you? No,
Necrons last time. Knights the time before that.
Knights time, and you got the immortal nickname Pretty Steve for the Pretty Knights afterwards.
Yeah, not for myself.
Well, maybe for yourself also, but I can't attest to that. So hopefully you'll be able to hear Ben now if he's saying hello. What are you expecting from this game, Ben? Yeah, I agree. So, without further ado, I think it's worth going into the game. So, how shall we begin, gents? First things first.
Roll off to see who goes first.
Well, have you got anything in reserve?
Yes.
You have.
I
So,
do.
you have to declare it.
And I have nothing in reserves. The only thing I have is my Custodes Assassin, which will be in Detroit.
I have just got a unit of Inceptors.
Okay,
Deep
so
strike.
they've got the 3-inch deep strike.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so could we please get a roll for attack defender?
Yep.
Thank you very much. And who won that roll off? It's quite hard to see on the screen here.
Me, I roll a 6.
Roll a 6. So We have skipped a thing. Who's going? Are you both going tactical, or what are you thinking fixed?
I will be going tactical.
I'll be going tactical as well.
Both tactical. I like it.
Well, only just got the deck at long last, so it would be nice to give them all a try.
Okay.
Until I get ones I don't like, and then it won't be nice.
Okay. So, in that case, you know the drill. You get to choose who gets to deploy the first unit there.
But, I will allow you to deploy first.
Okie doke. Right, so, okie doke. What are we going to go for? Start with a unit of assault intercessors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Ben, you should be with us now.
Fingers crossed. I just checked it back and they couldn't hear me. So maybe this time it's now working.
Yep, that should be working. I didn't put you in the second the frame.
Okay.
Hang on.
So
We've got about a 10-second delay, so I can go listen.
Put my prosecutors down. And they will set. Just in here.
So, could you talk us through what you're doing there, please?
So Steve just put his first unit down.
Yep.
I'll just put mine down. Unit of prosecutors on my home objective.
Prosecutors, yeah?
Yep.
And could you explain to us what they do? Because we haven't actually gone through the list, which is rude of us, actually. Normally we do that. So we're going to do it as you go through, okay? Or Ben, have you got the lists up? Would you like to discuss it? Oh, don't wait on us, gents. Just,
sorry.
okay. Yep. Right. But should we carry on talking about those? Putting them down.
Yes, please do.
Okay. Right. What are we going to go for next? I'm going to go for the other unit of the.
So you've got two units. So there, your battle line. You've got 2 OC on those things. They get reroll wounds on objectives. So it can be used aggressively. Probably better in the counter attack, right? So wait for someone to get onto that objective and then push up. Really nice, cheap, high damage unit.
My next unit will be my unit of wardens. No, it will be my unit of guard, I should say. And, they are my only battle line unit.
Your bog standard custodian guard.
Yes, bog standard, yes. But,
So what's this is nice, friendly league. What in the interest is Steve got to watch out for here in terms of what these units do?
mostly my wardens. But shooting wise, they're not the best. But when it comes to combat, they really hold their own. But 5 attack, strength 9.
There you go. So what do these guys do that you're putting on now?
Wardens, again, not the best at shooting. I think they're strength 4 shooting, 24-inch range. But strength 7 weapons in combat. But minus 2 AP, 2 damage each.
So they'll chew through Marines.
Punchier than most.
Something to bear in mind.
Be a short night then.
Well, you're not going to, you can't take a punch. So you're going to have to engage on your terms. Do you have, there's access to advance and charge in this army, Simon?
With abilities, I can, yes.
You mean strats?
Strat, sorry, and I forgot my blade champion is within that unit. But he allows rerolls for. Where is he? I can reroll charge rolls.
Okay.
What is in the unit?
Okay.
Once per battle, they can advance and charge.
Cool.
Next for me will be my Custodes Dreadnought. He is going to sit just by here. So there's a 6-inch movement. He's toughness 9 for 10 wounds. And range weapons up to 24 inches, strength 5. But, and his abilities are when he charges, he has lance on his weapon, and he has his own version of tank shock called Dead Foe, which I can use alongside tank shock as well.
Called what, sorry?
It's called Dead Foe.
Dead foe?
Dread Foe.
I was going to say, sounds like a threat to me.
Yeah. It's a fighting talk, isn't it?
It just allows you to roll a d6.
Dead foe. Sorry,
As I charge, roll a d6, add in 2 to the result.
yeah.
On a 4 or a 5, he does d3 mortal wounds, and on a 6, he does 3 more.
Right. And that's like an ability on his data sheet then?
Yes.
So he does that, and then, like you say, he can
can
tank
tank
shock
shock
on top of
yeah.
that. So he doesn't really need to bother fighting, does he? He just barrels in and knocks everything flying.
But there has been many a times I've rolled
Go ahead
that
with your
d6.
next appointment then, Steve.
Right, okay. Oh, how's it looking? Just get a bit of a eye view from this side. Okay. I think I might put my big tank down next. So it's a gladiator. Oh, that's gone blank.
Lancer.
Lancer! Good grief. Yes.
For lancing boils and Custodes alike.
Yeah. So the gunner is on probation because I kid you not, the last 2 games I've played, out of 8 shots, 6 have been ones, and that includes rerolls.
Oh God.
And as it's only got 2 shots, and they're very powerful shots, that can get slightly annoying. So we'll see how he does tonight.
Not normally ideal against an infantry list, but when that infantry list is Custodes,
Yeah, this is what I thought. I think it's like, well, it's a bit of 6 1 half dozen the other because it's not the ideal thing, like you say. But
taking 1 Custodes out is a huge loss in power output
yeah.
for him. So
And if he can, if he can kill 2, then that'd be
of course, the
fantastic.
difficult, what Simon's got here is on WTC terrain. It's quite dense.
Yeah.
It's quite easy to stage up. So it's going to be quite hard to, he's not going to give you those angles
No.
necessarily. So
That's a bonus of having 4-man units. You can hide them a lot easier.
great. So how many more units you got left?
I've got 2 units left.
And what's going down next?
But, my next unit is a unit of wardens. Well, again, strength 6, toughness 6 even. They have 3 wounds each. They're going to hide by that. But, they have a once per game ability where I can give them a 4-up feel no pain for that phase.
Okay.
And
So that's going to be big. Even if you get caught out in the open, that once per turn feel no pain on a 4+, once per game, I should say, it's going to really dent the spear of Steve's attack. So he's going to have to try and draw that out.
Yeah, the scouts are feeling a bit worried now. Now that both these units are like... yeah. Okay.
Oh, we've deployed those visibly, not behind a wall.
Well, as regards them.
Sorry?
As regards these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they weren't visible at the time.
Sorry?
They weren't visible at the time to what was on the table,
Oh.
if that makes sense.
Got to think ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else have we got? So you've just got 1 unit to go.
yeah,
Okay. So I'm going to stick my dreadnought down somewhere here. So optimistically thinking about lines of fire a little bit.
my last unit, which is another unit of wardens. Please, I go into park, just by here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Okay, so gents, you are familiar with the mission rule of the sabotage? So it's basically you can only score 10 primary a turn. So you can score 1 for your home and 1 for one other no-mans. It's quite a drawy game. So what I mean by that is unless you are really pushing hard into somebody and either getting wiped out or wiping them out,
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty hard to stop them scoring 10 a turn because you're just going to be concentrating on, I'm sitting on my home, I'm going to sit on one other, I'm
Yeah.
going to make sure I can keep that. The denial game then is obviously, can I stop them from scoring that 1? There's also the rule once per turn. you can destroy one of the objectives on the table. So if you're quite confident that you can destroy one and then still go and score another one later, it might be worth doing that late game. But generally speaking, there's always the option to do it late last turn, where they can't stop you. And of course, when you burn it, it's worth 5 in no man's, but if you can get to your opponents and burn it, it's worth 10.
Yes.
And that is essentially the only way you can get max is by burning, because you can only burn on turn 2, 3, 4, and 5, so that's 4 turns. That's only 40 out of 50.
You can't burn your home either, can you?
You can't burn your own now.
No.
Okay. So without further ado, I think you're both deployed, are you?
No, I've still got
Okay, sorry.
a few units yet. Sorry.
But, I'm all deployed. I've just
Yeah,
got
yeah.
my assassin in Detroit, so.
So I'll just whip through quickly. So I've got the Tech Marine going to sit in the middle of the 2 vehicles. So he can blast one a turn, it'll get +1 to hit. That'll also heal it as well. And he gets...
You've been stung by that missing. Rolling to miss, haven't you? With your lance.
No. I've not brought him in reaction to that. I brought him and it's still gone wrong despite the Tech Marine's help. Because this thing was hitting on 2s or supposed to, and hence the 1s. So, yeah. Right.
Okay.
And then all I've got after that is Hellblasters and the Lieutenant. And the Lieutenant has got Fire Discipline. And I should have said actually the Tech Marine has also got what's it called? The Honour Vehement. Right, so where are these guys going to go? Let's put them up here. No, actually, that's not.
The enhancement I've got on my Blade Champion allows the unit he's in to ignore cover when shooting.
Yeah.
I actually put the wrong enhancement on. Well, I didn't. I had to put that one on because I didn't have enough points. But his other enhancement would have given him 2 extra wounds.
Oh, you've got the is it the Panoptic Specs?
That's the one.
Yeah.
The one no one can pronounce.
So please let us know what you're doing and when you're done.
Okay, so Hellblasters with the Lieutenant down, so that's all my deployment done.
Okay, in that case, there's only one thing that remains. Who's going first?
You're going well on these.
Yeah, that'll be it now.
And what was that? What was the score, Jack?
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 3.
So it looks like it's Custodes' turn 1, which, arguably could be a disadvantage in this mission, because when you're burning it, you've got to hold it until next turn to burn it, right?
Yes.
But if you're going last, you can burn one in your last turn, and it gets destroyed at the end of the turn, so it's an auto 5 points.
Nice
Playing
CP dice.
late game.
Only a small dice.
Yeah. You were the defender, weren't you?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But there's now, because both the decks are exactly the same.
Oh, yeah. Just if I use the wrong colour cards, and some horrible curses can descend on my gameplay.
But should use a shuffle. Actually.
So it's an unlucky start for the Custodes going first, I think. They would like to be going second.
Third to go second.
Oh, something I forgot. Is scout move on the scouts.
You do get to do that now, before
Yeah.
the turn, so.
So, given that they are, as you quite rightly say, out in the open a bit, I'm going to use it to do a 6-inch scout move to shuffle them back into cover a bit.
A wise choice. I hope I hadn't interfered in the game with that advice.
Well, no, to be fair, I saw this Dreadnought with Guardians appearing not very far away from the scouts, and the scouts are like raising their hands saying, "Help! Can you do something?"
So, just waiting for my co-host Ben to return. I'm sure he'll have some comments as we go. I am limited at this stage on what I can say, because obviously the players are here. Well, Ben will be doing most of the cursing and swearing on my behalf. In the next episode, it should be Ben versus myself, and we will have Jordan and Adam doing the commentating. It should be entertaining for everybody involved.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So I have War of Attrition. What's a new one?
That's
a secret mission. Can you draw one more for me, please, sir?
I'll take the secret missions out.
I thought I had. Thank you very much. And Area Denial.
Area Denial is a great one for the first turn because it's very unusual for the enemy to actually have a unit within 6. So it's an auto 5 if you can get within 6 of that centre. Of course, it does then expose you for counter-attack.
Yes.
And what was your other secondary?
Established Locus.
Established Locus. Another one, a great combo because you can just go into the centre, get within 6, do the action, and be within 6 for the Area Denial. It's an auto 7 points.
Provided I can get there. But, good game.
Yep. Good luck.
Well done, gents. So just to remind people, the WTC rules are, no real gotchas. You should be warning your enemy what your units are capable of. If something's in reserve to turn 3, you have to remind
every
them.
unit.
Gentlemanly conduct.
6. Move. Everything's got a movement of 6, so I can move 12.
Yeah.
Puts me right on there.
Well, they managed to get to the objective there then.
Yeah, they're just on the outside edge, just on the wall here.
Good for them. Nice time to get 6 on your advance.
Yeah. The guarantee I won't get on the next one. They're staying where they are.
Doing their job as usual.
Yeah, just sit there and game. Unit of Wardens.
The advantage of those blue pieces in the centre board there, obviously you can stage behind those walls. I'm not talking to you, gents, please carry on. And you're sitting on that objective and you're completely immune to being fired at.
Get a 6 on that one as well. Oh, got a 1. So that didn't move as well as I wanted to.
Please make your comments in the chat and we'll answer them as we go. So our best of our ability without interfering with the game.
Now, where's my dreadnought going to move to? Nothing around there.
The scouts are hiding here now in case you're wondering. Yep.
We'll advance and see where he gets to. 6. I'm not liking I'm using all these 6s now. There's a guarantee I won't get them later on.
We can't do actions in advance, so it might limit your movement. I'm not sure you can get to the centre, unfortunately, of that unit.
I rolled a 1. My advance.
Yeah.
The only unit that could make it to the centre, rolled a 1 in advance.
That's a big hit.
That was
there for
the
secondary
Guardians,
school.
yeah.
The Wardens, yeah.
The Wardens, sorry, yeah.
All units apart from my dreadnought have got assault weapons, so I can still advance and shoot.
Yeah.
But as it is turn 1, I've got nothing I can shoot. Sorry. Total of 9.
So when you start to wonder things like, these are the elite of the elite of the Imperium, they've trained all their lives, and they jog very different distances when they try and run as fast as they can.
I just want to put into the building there. Okay. That is all my movement done.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting wise, I have nothing. So that is over to you, sir.
That was very quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's barely any lines of sight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As we were warned from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then if you've done it right, you'll have denied my lines of sight as well. Okay, so we both save our command point for your first turn because we didn't spend anything, did we? So now we both get another one.
That's 2 points, and there's nothing on secondary for Simon. Simon, are you opting to keep those at the end of your turn?
I will keep these, both of these, yes.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It's guaranteed 7 points at the start of next turn. So, okay, Steve, please
Right.
proceed with your secondaries.
My secondaries. Oh. Do you want to choose mine as well?
Yeah, might as well.
So we're consistent.
Well, Steve and Phil started the trend off.
Yeah.
So I'll take that one.
Oh, I don't know. That was a bad one.
Let me check these other things.
Right, we have Call the Horde, which is great against Custodians.
Well, yeah, that's a good draw. To say at the top, you can't score.
Yeah, when drawn. Yeah, this is a nice thing, isn't it, that they've added with Prior Nexus. Because this is my first, having got hold of the deck at long last.
Oh,
This is my first, yeah, and having had a quick read through now, I finally got it. And, yeah, I noticed a lot of things, it's like, they've sorted this out, they've sorted that out.
Yeah.
Things where it says you can do it, so you must do it. Little things like that. And it's, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's impossible. So you get to pick another one for me then. Oh, should I read the other one first? Overwhelming Force.
That one is kill a unit on an objective, not using its custodies.
Mhm.
Actually, we only have is that unit behind that blue building on
Just
the
on the
objective.
objective,
It is on the
Yeah.
objective.
Yeah.
It's the only target.
Yeah. Well, apart from the prosecutors.
Oh yeah,
If
those
you can
ones.
get them, Steve, you can have it.
Yeah. Just technically,
I
yeah.
love your optimism.
Straight down the middle.
Right, so instead of that one, I've got Containment, which is shooting phase. One or more units wholly within 9 inches, one or more battlefield edges, and not within your deployment zone. So I've got to contain battlefield edges, basically,
So
which is an action.
Yes, it is. So
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
Sorry, I was mumbling away. Sorry. One or more units from your army that are wholly within 9 inches of one or more battlefield edges, and not in your deployment zone.
So it's a great one for the first turn. It's unfortunately in your case, I don't think you can get 2 units
No,
out. Is it going to be a different board edge? Is that what it says on it?
it's got to be different board edges. Yeah, one per unit.
Probably
So
only get the one on that one.
yeah, I can't see. I mean, the scouts are already set up to get the one, I guess. Or these could do it easily if they had to. But other board edges are like
A bit too far, I
a
think.
bit too far. I don't know if they could maybe advance over to within.
You can't advance and do an action.
Oh, you can't, can you? Oh, silly. Of course you can.
I know it's a pain.
Yeah.
It's an LL player, I feel that pain.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm used to just like not shooting and then being able to do something. Right, okay, so we've got that. We've got our command point. So at this point, I'm thinking, do I want to use any of my doctrines? Which can be a bit wasted if you've not really got any good targets, which is kind of what's happening at the moment. And you only get to use them once per battle, so I don't want to waste them.
Are they ones for battle, are they?
They're once per battle, yeah. So one is advance and shoot, one is advance and charge, and one is pull back out of combat, and you can still shoot and charge.
So it's
You should have, what was it, combat doctrine and a couple of other different ones as well?
The other thing is Oath of Moment, so you pick a unit every turn and go, I get rerolls to hit against that unit.
That's every turn, that, isn't it?
Sorry? That's every turn, yeah. And then the other thing every turn is the Tech Marine's got to pick one of these to blast if he's within 3 inches of it, and then it'll get +1 to hit. All of which is a bit useless when you can't see anything. At least I don't think they can.
I think I've hidden everything as well as I could.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's visible is that dreadnought sword sticking up from behind the building. I'm guessing.
That's visible.
Sorry?
That means it's visible. If,
Oh,
it, if it's on the terrain, it's visible.
Okay.
No, I didn't know
WTC rules.
that.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether, because sometimes they say, like, if you've got, like, a nice decorative bit and it sticks up, you shouldn't be penalised. So I wasn't
That is
sure
a
if
different edition of 40k, I'm afraid. It used to be base to base, but now it's any part of the model is for drawing line of sight and for visibility.
Okay.
Distances are measured from the base.
hmm So if you've got a nice, long, whippy aerial on your guard, or
Yeah.
a big tail on a
Yeah.
beast, it all counts. Okay. Well, in that case, it's going to be...
Next game, I'm going to break that off.
Well, it's just about movement. So basically, I mean, if you want to take that back because you didn't know the rule, I think it's up to your opponent. But I think if you're touching into that terrain, you don't have to be wholly in it. If you're touching the terrain, I was in like a millimetre on,
Yeah.
everyone can see you.
Right, okay.
And it's true line of sight, basically.
Well, you learn by mistake, so
Okay.
I'll carry on as it
You
is.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you kill it, then I'll take it back.
Okay.
Oh, it's commitment.
Okay. As long as you're sure. So in that case, the Fect Marine's going to bless the Gladiator, and I am going to declare Oath of the Moment against the Dreadnought.
Okay.
Okay, it means business.
So I'll roll those ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was only Titanic units that applied to.
Okay. Right, so I think that's it for the ground phase. So movement. So this is where I worry about getting too close to Custodes. Now let's see how these scouts are doing. So for this containment, they've got to be wholly within 9 inches of the battlefield edge. So I had better check they are wholly within 9. No, they are not actually. So they need to move. So wholly within 9 would be like so. So they're not, they're only just out, but I do need to move them slightly to make sure that I can get that. So I can still keep them in cover and out of sight, which is good, because they're going to die like tissue paper as soon as any Custodes gets the chance.
You cannot see through a piece of the plastic is the footprint. You cannot see through that.
Yeah.
You are invisible. You're seeing through that.
Right, so they've moved slightly and they're still safely hidden, but now they are wholly within 9 of an edge. What else do we want to do? Right, so I'm going to move these assault intercessors up a little bit in support, and I may as well advance them. So that's a total of 9 inches movement. So they can get that far. So they get to... Ooh, maybe not all in the terrain. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah. So they've got in as well. Right, so they've got to join their scout friends. So the tank, I don't see any point being moving it. And these guys up here on this flank, they've got to worry about the custodian guard hiding over there. So let's get the dreadnought moving that way. So I'm going to advance the dreadnought as well. So 1 inch. But he's quite speedy anyway. He goes 8, so that gives him 9. So 9 is to there. So I may as well just get him there and lighten the terrain like And then I'm going to advance the Hellblasters as well. So do very similar to yourself, really. 5, that's a bit better, isn't it? So that'll be 11 inches.
So if you want me to move them over, it's not a problem.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get them in that.
You're coming into here,
Into here, yeah, basically. Just to get them into that cover there.
Was it 11, did you say?
11, yeah.
11's to there.
It's a bit more than I need, really, for what I'm trying to do. So I'm just trying to get them.
It'd get you the other side of the building, so... Do you want them up against the wall, or...?
Just kind of up to there.
Just in the centre here?
Yeah, just in the centre.
No worries.
Yeah. Waiting for some targets of opportunity, which would probably never appear.
And is that okay with you?
Yeah. So now,
Sorry about the sound quality coming through there, because we were getting a bit of reverb because I had 2 audio files coming through, but yeah, we fixed it now.
okay. Bit right sound-wise. Yep. Okay. So yeah, it's a shame they can't do this now with advance because they're probably within 9 of the edge now. But
They are now,
yeah. There we go. Yeah. But as has been pointed out, they can't do the action because they advanced. Okay.
Remember you have this edge here as well.
Sorry?
You got this edge as well.
No, it's got to be outside your deployment zone. Otherwise, yeah.
If you advance, you can't do the action, can you?
Yeah. So that board edge is out completely for me because the whole edge is within my deployment zone, so I can't do that, unfortunately. So I'll content myself with the 3 points.
So you could have come across this way.
Yeah, they wouldn't wholly be within 9 of that then, though. I don't think. The whole unit's got to be within 9 of the edge.
You can't physically get there.
I don't think I physically do it. Yeah. I'm just explaining as I go bits, so tell me if I'm doing too much.
No, please do. Yeah, we were just explaining you can't get wholly within 9 without an advance, and an advance means you can't do an action. Simple as that.
Okay, so shooting phase. So the scouts are going to do this containment and contain this battlefield edge because they're within 9 of it.
Yep.
And then pretty much everyone advanced. I didn't move these, did I?
Nope.
Although I don't really see much point in doing so. Well, I've said it's shooting phase anyway now. So anyway, this is going to shoot all it's got at the dreadnought.
Shall I pick it up and put it back in the box now?
Oh, no, I wouldn't worry yet. So he's been blessed by the Omnisire via the Tech Marine, so he's +1 to hit. So he's hitting on 2s. Yep, hitting on 2s. Another 1. The roll of 1s continues, so
Get 1 reroll.
Get one-
1 reroll to wound.
Yeah.
1 roll,
Yeah.
reroll on the damage.
So he's actually hit with both. So that's the best he's done so far. Okay. So this horrible great big gun he's got is strength 14.
Nice. Toughness 9.
Okay. So it'll be 3s to wound
3, yeah.
with 1 reroll.
Yeah.
So a 1 and a 3. So rerolling the 1. I don't think. The whole unit. This is the best he's ever done. So 2 wounds. So 2 at -4 AP.
We'll put him on his 5 up in one.
Tell me if I'm doing too much.
No, please do. Yeah, we were just explaining you can't get wholly within 9 without an advance, and
And they both go through.
Simple as that.
Okay, and it's D6 plus 3 damage
Ouch.
on each. Again, with a reroll on one of them. A 1 and a 2. So reroll the 1. And then a 2 and a 2. So that'll be a grand total of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. So reroll the 1. And then a 2 and a 2. You're dead.
Yeah, he's only got 10 wounds.
Has he? I think it's slightly more.
hell.
10 damage. This is why I was wanting to make sure I get absolutely happy about that and didn't want to take it back.
That's early first blood there from the Space Marines that they're going to need because they've clacked back.
This is why I was
on this
wanting to make
turn.
sure I get absolutely happy about that and didn't want to take it back.
That's
So that's all the shooting, and that's only my turn on there, isn't it? Because
This is why I was on this turn
for us to do about that and
Yeah,
didn't want
yeah.
to take it
Right.
back.
First
So that's
squad
all
there.
shooting,
Space
and
Marines,
that's only
gonna
my
need
turn one,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because this is why
on
what
this.
So,
for us to do.
and the round one?
And round one.
Yeah,
Didn't want to take it right.
But, you didn't score overwhelming for us, did you?
No, that was never going to happen. But I've scored a minimum on the containment of 3 points. You can actually only score a maximum of 6. I just noticed. Up to 6 VP.
Yeah, but 6 is incredible for one secondary.
Yeah.
It's the highest, actually. Well, it's not
Right.
technically true, but yeah, it's one of the highest.
Sorry, I shouldn't say only up to 6, because you know I was getting all excited thinking all those edges that you can do.
So you're on 3.
Yeah.
So you're on 3 there. Are you keeping overwhelming, or are you getting rid of it?
I'm going to keep it.
You're going to keep it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you both kept from the last turn, so that puts you up to 3 CP each going into turn 2.
But,
So
I'm
into
going to
turn
keep
2.
my secondaries I had from the first turn.
And if you can't score a secondary, it's discarded. It's not shuffled back in. That's right. It
You
says
discard
discard it. Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to get you some primary now. So you were sitting on 2 primary, weren't you?
Yes.
So you've got your home objective, and you've got that one there.
This one here, yeah.
Here where you can't quite see that on the camera, so there's a few wardens in there, is there? Guard.
Blade champion and 4 guard.
So that's 10. The holding, that's the maximum secondary you can get without burning. Your move.
So for those who couldn't hear that, sorry, I didn't have my mic on. That's going to be 10. There's some Custodes hiding in that blue building over there. Just ignore me as I talk at you. So talk us through what you're thinking now, Simon.
But, obviously my secondaries, everything an established locus. But, I'm just looking whether I could get there without advancing. And I can, but then I realised I'm in line of sight of that. And I've just seen what that can do and I don't like it.
It's marked for destruction now, is it?
I've got to get there first.
The opening salvo of the Space Marines has reaped fear in the hearts of the Custodes.
Well, that gunner has narrowly avoided being given the sack by Marnes Kalgar for his last 2 games. So I think now he's redeemed himself for now. Yeah. Probably still on probation.
So, far unit and 4 wardens at the back, they're going to advance 4. Unit of 10. So I'm hoping she'll get me into that building there.
Do you want me to
But,
put your finger wherever you...
just trying to gauge. Yeah, get him into the building.
Yeah.
And that.
I'm not that they've really got much to fear from me if they don't get in, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've only got scouts and assault intercessors here, and they're not going to harm wardens.
Right.
So if they don't all get in the building, then I don't think they need to worry too much.
It's got to be within 6 of the centre, haven't I? So.
Is it within or wholly within?
Just says within.
Within.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
1 tippy toe within 6, and you can do locus and area denial.
Well, got 1 in there. Put that there, actually. They're going to be in line of sight, but hey ho. They're going to shoot anyway.
So that's 4-man unit, isn't it?
But, no, if they establish locus, they can't shoot, can they?
It's an action they cannot shoot.
That's fine.
No shooting for an action, no.
And, I'm burning objectives at the end of Steve's turn, isn't it? If I burn...
No, it's an action and you start in the shooting phase.
Oh, right, okay.
It's an action.
If that's the case, I will burn this one.
Okay, so Simon's going for burning that blue one, which is probably a good idea because he's pivoted down to the bottom there. It doesn't go yet.
Oh.
It goes. He's still got a turn to stop you from doing the action.
Ah, right, okay.
So he's going to have to come after you now.
That's going to be interesting.
Well, if he wants to keep the objective, you don't have to, of course. But,
well, more to deny you the burning points, really.
Yeah.
I've got no shooting to do because they're establishing locus.
How much OC is on that one there?
On
top
this
left.
one?
No, the top left.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Are they all sitting on the objective?
Oh, sorry, 2, 4, 6.
So there's 6 OC on there.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, you don't ever think of taking a banner with those guys?
No, I have looked into it.
Because it'll make them OC3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they don't hit as hard in combat.
You've got to have... Yeah, you lose the decent weapon, don't you, to take it?
Yeah, you lose the spear.
Yeah.
And then you get a miscordia.
You get misericordia. Yeah. Which is not a bad weapon. It's not, in terms of other armies.
Yeah.
It's not a bad close combat weapon, but it's nowhere near as good as their other ones, if I remember rightly. So yeah, it's a trade-off, isn't it? But I suppose it depends when you need that OC3.
Where are we now, Steve? Have you finished your turn?
Yeah, we're on Simon's turn now, yeah.
Have we got everything you
My
need?
turn's done with now.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry,
Right, okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm not used to games this fast. I'm really not. This is whipping by.
Well, it's small armies at 1,000 points, but every action... I mean, I love 1,000 points because every mistake is very costly.
Yeah.
You haven't got a lot of units to back up the mistakes that you do make, as we all find out. So, please discard those because you've scored them.
Yep.
And then we're going to go to Steve's turn. He's going to get himself an ACP. And you're going to draw 2 new secondaries. Or no,
one new secondary. I've still got overwhelming force.
Okay, so here we go.
So, just the one. And this time we've got Secure No Man's Land. End of your turn, you control 1 objective marker in No Man's Land. Or control 2 or more for 5 VP instead of 2 VP. So...
It's probably one of the strongest secondaries in the game.
So, how much OC did you have on that? 3 again. 6. Okay. Right. So.
Yeah, they're all OC2, so.
They're all OC2, yeah. And you got 3 of them sitting on it. Okay. So, let's have a look. My Redemptor Dreadnought is OC4. And I think the Hellblasters are only OC1, if I remember rightly. Yes, they are. And the Lieutenant is OC1 as well. So, to take that one off you, I've got to get 7 on it.
Yeah, you can get 3 of the Hellblasters on, plus the Dreadnought.
Yeah. So, how are we doing over there? So, this is going to have to be another advance, isn't it? Oh, only just.
You can get a tower.
Oh, yeah, that's quite doable, isn't it? So, at the risk of getting quite close to these nasty Custodian Guard.
The Guard aren't too bad.
Yeah.
They are if you're a normal space marine.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're anyone else in the galaxy. Yeah, probably the Warden's like, yeah. You're not Wardens, are you? Everyone else is like, it's the Guard. Okay, sorry, enough gabbing. So I've had a command point. I've drawn the secondary.
Steve, sorry, I'm just going to update the score. Simon, how many secondaries did you get? Did you get your locus and areas right last time?
Yes.
So you're on 7. Steve, you are on how many primary at the start of your turn?
Oh, good point.
How many primary are you standing on?
How many primary standing on? 1, 2.
So that's going to give 10. Okay, good. So the score's pretty even at the moment.
Right. So, where were we? Yeah, command point, objectives, and then it's what do the Marines want to do with their... I think we're going to put oath at the moment on these guys here, for fairly obvious reasons.
Sounds logical, yeah.
The tank Marine is going to bless the tank again. And then do we want to use a doctrine? And last couple of games I've been finding, it's like, it comes to it and I was like, I don't really need to use it. So I haven't.
The strength 14, probably not.
Well, it's when you need that advance and shoot to like get a line of sight. You know, that's when it's really good. So actually, with that in mind, the Dreadnought moves 8, doesn't he?
Okay.
So
How many wounds has Dreadnought got?
the Dreadnought has got 12 wounds, and he also reduces damage by 1 against him. To a minimum of 1.
Yeah, yeah.
As is now a general rule, I believe.
We'll put your bank on the centre.
Yeah. Now the thing is, though, I can't. Unlike the old days, I can't just walk through the ruins with a Dreadnought, sadly. So he's going to have to kind of get past that, which is going to be like 3 inches.
It's about there, so.
Yeah, and then he's going to take 5 inches to get there.
Yeah.
And what I want is a line of sight to them. Which actually should be right, shouldn't it? No, it's not, because he's got a pivot as well, hasn't he?
No
Okay.
pivot. So you can easily get around there. You're just going to measure the edge of the base to the edge of the terrain, and then you don't have to pivot because you're on a round base.
And the overall bases that get a pivot cost.
No, round's getting them as well now. On the latest update.
Are you certain?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, flying.
Can anyone in
bases
chat
have
let us
got,
know about the pivot on a round base?
Pivot cost.
Got it. I've got it just here. Where are we? Like you said before, every day's a school day. There we are. Pivot values.
So let's just consult the rules. We have here models that are not on a round base, pivot 1 value, excluding monsters and vehicles. Monsters and vehicles that are not on a round base 2 inches. Vehicle models on a round base that is wider than 32 mil, and a flying sail that's 2 inches. So it's a 2-inch pivot. Why do you need to pivot?
Because he's not just going in a straight line. He's got to go in one straight line to get past the ruins, and then he's got to... No?
No need to pivot.
Okay.
Why is that then? Pivot is a change of facing. You don't need to change your face to go around a wall.
Okay. Okay.
You can,
It makes sense. It should just be able to just walk through.
Well, no, you don't need to change facing at any point. There's no need. Why would you need to change facing?
Well, he's kind of like staring into the wall at the moment, so I assume that...
You don't look... So you can tell Steve's a hobby gamer. You could walk around backwards if you want. There's literally nothing that says you need to be facing the direction you're moving.
So, right, okay.
You could literally measure it.
So is it more, I mean, apologies for being totally thick. I mean, does it apply to more like, say, a rectangular tank when that has a definite...
It has a round base, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also things like Magnus.
Yeah.
Who has a round base, but overhangs the base massively with huge wings.
Yeah.
That you can turn to get line of sight without moving.
Okay, I was assuming that if it's on a round base and you want to move anything other than a straight line, you've got to pivot because you are moving through angles. Okay. So, in that case, 8 is going to get him sort of like there.
Put him here on it roughly.
Right like that. So the reason for all that shenanigans really was whether I was wondering whether it was worth doing the assault doctrine, because then he can advance and shoot. which I thought he might need to do because he didn't quite have the.
That would be Dev Doctrine, yeah.
That'd be Dev Doctrine. Can't even get my doctrines right.
A doctrine. Do it that way, it's easier.
Yeah, the Dev Doctrine. I mean, yeah, of course.
Just
Assault Doctrine is move and assault.
Just the one that allows you to do X. That's
Yeah.
fine. Play by intention.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to advance the Hellblasters 2 inches, but that was going to be enough, wasn't it? I think. Am I right going around here?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're really annoying to get that far.
So as long as you've got 3 of them turning in.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't really got a line of sight anyway, but yeah.
Just to remind viewers, there are Custodes sitting behind that wall that the Space Marines are moving towards at this moment.
That they may well rear their head next turn.
Yeah. So I just really want a
What's the OC on that Dreadnought?
4. So I don't just want a toehold on it, do I? I need
one more on there.
I need, well, as they had 8, I might as well go a bit further, mightn't I? Because they had movement to spare.
Yeah.
I was thinking they don't need all that, but then it's like, yes, they do, because they're only OC1, so I need to beat you. Right, okay. Right, so those guys are staying still. They are literally just going to shuffle up near to the wall. Very minor movement. Just in case it makes a difference later on.
We're glad that you got a toe on.
I'm going to move these guys so that these are also on the objective. And then, end of the movement phase, I'm going to drop in the Inceptors.
You can drop down within 3.
Within 3, yeah. So, they're going to go here.
So we're still waiting on Ben to return. He's having his dinner at the moment. So, and we'll have our co-host here. He's missed the first few turns. This is your turn to Steve, yeah?
Yes.
Just to remind everybody, your objectives were, secondaries were overwhelming force and secure. Yeah, this is when I wish I'd put at the moment on the prosecutors, actually.
You put them on the wardens in the middle?
I put them on the wardens.
Yeah.
It's all right. Right, okay, so she's in. Let's bring in the Inceptors.
So they've got the plasma or they've got the bolters?
They got the bolters.
Plasmas would be very good for killing Custodes right now.
Yes.
But the bolters should be
But
able
the bolters are quite fun. Okay. So we got 9 shots. So their assault pistol sustained hits 2 twin linked. So hitting on 3s. So we've got 2 6s, so that's an extra 4 hits. To get the misses first. So 2 missed, 2 6s, so 4 extra hits.
Is that the...
This is the Inceptors. This is the guys who just jumped in.
Ah, right, okay.
Okay, and it's strength 5 and their toughness 3.
3.
So 3s to wound, and it's twin links, so these have got rerolls. Which is handy, because a lot of them did not wound.
Actually, the bolters are actually good into these ones, aren't
Hmm.
they? Hopeless into North.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Select
Oh,
one
so there we
target
go.
in this case.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wounds at -1 and 2 damage each.
Looks like we're covered from here.
They're all in the building.
They're all in the building, yeah, yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, being in the 3 up save, -1 puts them to 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Being in cover puts them back down to 3s.
Yeah.
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 There's 2 damage each, is that?
2 damage each.
So 3s. 1 dead. 2 dead. 3 dead. 4 dead. There you go.
What's that making 5 dead?
There's only 4 there.
I know. I'm a bit silly.
But,
5 failed saves. Is all I mean. Yeah.
so that's them done. They scored for 1 turn. That's worth 40 points.
Okay. Tank shooting at the
That was a great move there. Steve.
Guardians.
Take,
actually, Guardians, Wardens.
Wardens' home objective.
Okay.
5 points.
So oath of the moment on them,
If he can take them off.
Yep.
with the
and it's
retreat.
+1 from the Tech Marine. So here we go again. Wow, no ones. Good grief. That's the first time he's not rolled a single one. So 2 hits, and then strength 14. So this will be 2s to wound,
Yes.
I believe, even at their high toughness, the infantry. So 2 wounds at -4. So
Puts me on my 4 up.
two invens, and yeah.
And, do I pop their 1-time ability?
I mean, there is other guns shooting them as well, which aren't anywhere near as powerful. You know, things like stun bolters and
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
stubber, in case
Um,
that. So you'd get the benefit as well
Yeah.
against all that, as well as this thing.
Yeah, I'll use their 1-time ability to give me 4 up, feel no pain.
So he's popping off
Mhm.
4, still no pain. It's a big turn.
So, it's good because passed 1, failed 1.
Mm-hmm. So the one that got through, the damage is d6 + 3. So that's a 2. I can re-roll that, and I will. So it's a 6. So that's 9 damage on one of these poor guys.
Big 6 on the damage. That's 9 points of damage. Can he save that many? Feel no pains. Let's find out.
Cinematic moment as this warden wards off and lands a laser shot. Was it a 4 up?
Yeah. 4.
Oh, he's not done bad though, has he?
3 go through.
3 go through.
So it kills 1.
Kills 1, yeah. He did well on the roll, to be fair. He nearly made it, didn't he?
Close.
Nearly made it. Okay, so then his other guns all go in at them as well.
Close, but no cigar.
So we got Icarus rocket pod. So this is D3 shots. So 2 shots. So hitting on 2s again with. I've still got a reroll, haven't I, to spend, but I don't need it. This is strength 8, so this will be 3s to wound, I believe. Okay. Complete failure. I can reroll 1 because I've not used any of my rerolls yet. Oh, I've used the damage one, but I haven't used the other rerolls. So reroll says 1 still, so it's a miserable failure still. Okay, so onto the Iron Hail Heavy Stubber. 3 shots hitting on 2s because it's still blessed. All fine. Now we're only down to strength 4, so this is going to be 5s to wound because they're tough guys. So I now have used that reroll wound, haven't I? So
Yes.
only 1 at. Oh, no AP. So
Basic 2 up
Yeah.
save, yeah. Safe.
save. I've just realised, is it within rapid fire range? Because oh, it is actually. So sorry, yeah, I've got another 3 shots to do on it.
He's lucky with these big guns here.
So they've all hit. He's never hit this well. He knows that man is Carl goes iron up his P45. So 2 wounds at no AP.
1 goes through.
Just 1 damage. It's not designed against them, but
Yeah.
you know, I might as well shoot everything I've got, obviously. as they declared it. So.
I am back.
Okay, and then 2 Stormbolter shots, hitting on 2s again. Yep, and 5s. So just 1.
You're
No
there,
AP.
Josh.
Safe.
Yep. Okay, so that's him done. Just see if the Tech Marine can get a shot in. Let's see, because he's got the
I
Forge
can't
Bolter,
hear
which
you
is
now.
24-inch range.
I don't think Tech Marine can see
Can
him,
he see them though? I don't know if he can see them. I don't think he can he? Because he's got to get past this corner here. Actually,
Yeah,
thinking
no.
about it. No, he's well out. Okay, so if I move on to the Dreadnought shooting at them.
Dreadnought can see them.
I hope so. After all that long discussion we had. Yep.
This is where this fires about 300 different shots now, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, it's not the ideal weapon to use against them, but on the other hand, its weight of fire is going to hopefully get through.
Yeah.
Do lots of chip damage and slowly kill them. We shall see. So we start with heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. 12 shots.
I realised I should have said I'd burn the middle one.
You should have said you were going to the middle one.
Yeah. This one didn't I? So.
But you're in a good position to threaten that, and that's the one he's going to want to sit on, and he can't stop you getting it now. So I mean, it's much harder for me to get those guys who are hidden. I mean, I don't think I'm going to kill these. I've killed one. I've chipped another one. If I'm really lucky, he might kill one.
I am here, Josh. I just don't think anyone can hear me.
Hello, Ben. Everyone can hear you.
Can everyone hear me? Let's see. If someone can hear me, I'm sure they can write in the chat.
Sure. We have Ben with us now. So Ben, just to give you an upview on what's going on at the moment, we're on the turn 2, top turn 2 for Steve here. So there's actually some Custodes in that top left corner there, where the Dreadnought and the zooming in on these dice rolls here.
Yeah, some interesting board position already.
If I share my screen with you, Ben, you can actually see live version. And comment it like that.
Perfect. Great. Lee's confirmed it. They can hear me now.
Good. So Steve's just trying to give weight of fire in here, just try and take out some of these Custodes in the centre, but at the end of the day, he's done a great move. He's done a good move on Simon's home objective, which is in the top right there. Drop down 3 intercessors with the bolters, which I'd never choose, but in this case it paid dividends because it went into the sisters and just took them out.
I mean, if you're going to pick a target, the sisters sitting on the home objective for Inceptors is child's play. So
It's going to be a hard move to counter because there's so few playing pieces on the table, and Custodes aren't very fast, and he's got a choice: forward or backwards. Good move.
No, that that second guard squad just above objective 6 looks like it's not really being effective at the moment.
No, I'm not really sure what that's doing.
5, so this is going to be 5, isn't it? Because you're toughness 6. Yeah. Because they are mega tough. Just 1.
So Steve is just trying to pile some fire into that mid unit at the moment, which if he can do is really going to help the clapback. But like I said, there's a unit of Custodes in that building next to objective number 3. That's just really going to hurt.
Yeah, it's difficult to see which is which. Is it the Wardens that are up on behind 3?
Is it the Wardens on objective 3, by the way?
These?
Yeah.
No, they're just standing guard.
They're guard there, Ben.
Up on objective. So because there's a Warden squad somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah,
Ah,
and then the
so
Dreadnought unleashed.
I haven't seen Simon rolling any feel no pain, so I would have expected him to use the once per game
They advanced, so they're
Feel
not.
no pain, bearing in mind the
Yeah,
weight of
that's
fire.
well. That's
they were
what you.
gonna
That's
take.
actually what you missed there. So they took the feel no pain in the centre, but the Lancer got a lucky 6 on the damage. 6 plus 3. Yeah, it's dicey to pass
Wow.
all of those. Yeah.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Okay,
Sorry.
so scorers up, gents. Where are we sitting at the moment? Is that the end of your turn? Or you got more?
No,
more
no,
charge
still shooting.
phase?
Still shooting away.
Still shooting. Okay.
Yeah.
Dreadnought's got about 15 different weapon options.
Yeah, I've basically wasted a lot of time shooting and trying to do chip damage on them with the Dreadnought, but he didn't manage to get a single one in. So how many of those guys can see? 2?
But, what's the range?
24.
3, 4. They all get it. Yeah, they can all see.
Yeah, oh, they can all, okay. Okay, so
Hopefully, it's not picking up too much of my
if you
background noise. but
supercharge
It certainly.
these
I mean,
things.
observing this game is interesting because it's almost like coming in at turn 4, turn 5 with what's left from the Custodes on the board.
Yeah, there's not a lot of playing pieces. He is deployed wide, so it's a challenge to react. But at the end of the day, they can go toe to toe with half the army, so it shouldn't be a problem.
So my mind was
Yeah, I think
concentrating on getting that
looking
objective,
at that
which was my
garden,
primary thing.
there's still
What
a
I should
Guardian
have done
squad
is
above
gone
6 that in
for
theory
Devastated Doctrine,
Simon can move down, take that
because
objective.
then
Probably can, from the looks of it, can charge and take that unit out behind the wall and leave Steve a little bit short on that side of the board. But he only needs the 2 for 10 primary, so he can probably afford to leave him there.
Yeah, let's see what they're thinking. So what are you doing now, Steve?
I'm shooting the Hellblasters at the Wardens in the middle.
They advanced.
They've advanced, but they've got assault weapons.
Have they?
Yeah.
The Hellblasters are assault.
They are assault. They are assault and heavy and hazardous.
Holy
Just
moly.
like
That is
Hellblasters are great.
Holy Christ.
Now a load of people watching will go, no, they're not, and give me all the reasons why they're not. They are great, aren't they? Yeah, and you always put the lieutenant with them. Okay, so the lieutenant gives them lethal hits, and his enhancement also gives them sustained hits.
Right.
And it also gives them crits on a 5+ if they're under the Devastated Doctrine, which I foolishly did not do.
So weight of fire here into the centre.
So,
but still, Simon's only lost 1 of his Custodes in the middle.
At the moment.
Okay. Right. So what have we got? So 2 are lethal hits. So let's put them out here for a sec.
Yep.
And also sustained hits. So that puts in another 2 hits.
Yeah.
And I already took out the misses. So then these are strength 8. So it's going to be 3s to wound.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're the misses, the failed to wound. So that leaves us a total of 1, 2, 5, 6 at -3.
So 6 up
Put
minus
down by
3.
M1 to begin with.
Flat 2 damage. Here goes nothing.
Well, so I only saved 2.
You only save 2, so that's how many go through? What's the damage? Talk us through it, Simon.
But what's the...
So how many went through? 4.
4 went
So
through,
2
yeah.
damage each.
So it's 2,
So
4,
you're
6,
gonna
8.
Yeah. So
2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So those feel no pains hopefully keeps another one alive here.
4s again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shocking. 6 go through.
so 6 damage on them. So how many wounds have we got each?
That is-
3.
3, so
no
2
feel
more
no
dead.
pains there is
That's unbelievable.
That one
Custodes
gone.
player is
Hey, imagine if I'd put Devastated Doctrine on them as well. I've also got Master.
You will never see that again, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, that was 100 points gone there. 2 models.
Yeah. Mental.
So 2 hits. Massacre of the Botler is only strength 4, so this will be 5s. No, nothing. Worth trying, isn't it? One solitary guy. I think you'll be glad to know that's in.
I am somewhat surprised at and the model Simon's chosen to lift up
I am
as
glad
well.
for that,
Hey?
I am
I
glad
would
for
have
that.
thought at this point, he may have wanted the most forward custodians,
So,
given an opportunity for
I
that
believe that's the
move
end
and
of
charge
my
into the objective,
turn,
perhaps.
because we've got no
Taking
charges
those
or
front models has
fights or
cost him
assaults.
2-3 inches.
So, we've got overwhelming.
Yeah, I think getting distracted by, getting tilted by failing saves is never good.
Yeah.
Nope.
I
Right,
presume
so I've
the
got 2 or
Achilles
more
Dreadnought
objective
is in
markers in no man's.
strat reserves, or is it hiding somewhere?
It died first turn.
Oh, okay.
A Lancer shot to the face.
Wow.
Well, we can't get greedy, Steve, because that was an incredible round of shooting. I have to say, no one was expecting to see that from the Space Marines. I say the Custodes losing all those saves is quite something.
Shoot at anything enough and it'll die.
That's it. And as you say, you miss every shot that you don't take.
It's like
If I hadn't questioned the assault on that, you forgot about him.
Sorry?
If I hadn't questioned the assault on that,
Yeah.
forgot about him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the amount of rookie mistakes I make. But yeah, they're great weapons, heavy assault, the damage they do. Pair them with a lieutenant, give him that enhancement. When we go to 2,000 points, it's going to be a 10-man unit with him, and I'm thinking of putting him in transport or something.
Yeah.
So for those Eagle listeners, Steve's just given us away there some clues to what his 2,000 list will look like. So thanks for that, Steve. You can prepare for that.
We're just having a problem with the mics at the moment, so just bear with us. I'll try and point my mic towards the players while I fix the issue.
Oh, the Qatar is this? Sorry, I'll let you explain something.
Martial mastery is army wide.
Yeah.
And in combat, I can give them either critical hits or I can't remember what the other one is.
Sustained hits.
No, it's crits or something else. But
Is this the Martial Qatars, and you choose whether they're going to have one or the other in combat?
Martial mastery is the army rule.
Yeah.
And then the martial Qatar is they can have lethal hits or sustained.
Yeah.
But I give these critical hits and sustained in combat, which means crits sustained and on 5s on 6s.
I think that's the detachment rule, isn't it? For the
the
detachment
for the shield host,
yeah. So they always get the Martial Qatars. That's like you say, the army wide rule, and then the detachment.
Detachment rule is I give them crits. Yeah.
And then that's one. So you say that's once not. Because when that Curtis came out, everyone was like, "Poor Custodes, what have they done?" And then, they fixed stuff, which is good.
Okay, gents, so if we could just try playing through, we'll see how we go with the sound from now on out.
Right, movement phase.
So while Simon moves into
distinct lack of spending of command
phase,
points.
I think for the
I
viewers,
know I haven't spent any yet.
it's just interesting to hear some conversation there between Simon and Steve, just around sharing of the army rules. Good bit of sportsmanship, making sure they're both clear on what each other's doing. I think Simon finds himself in quite a difficult situation now. He's lost quite a lot of his core units. Steve's taken good.
Don't forget about your
presence.
assassin, by the way.
Yes.
Really, his only option now is to try and shore up 2 objectives and just score those points each turn. Already it's looking like the game.
He doesn't have to stay on it to
him,
complete
unfortunately.
the burn. Oh no, you're burning that one.
Oh, I
Sorry.
forgot I haven't done my objective. Right,
It's worth mentioning actually, so at the start of Simon's turn, he did actually opt to burn number 3. So I think it's safe to say that he probably now owns that. No, he burns that, right? Does he have to own it at the end of the start of his turn?
Yeah, so that the completion only triggers if he still meets the objective at the start. So if
Okay, so
Simon can get on there with his wardens or guard squad.
well, he did it last turn,
OC
so
him.
I think he's actually managed to stop that from happening.
He did, he
Yeah.
auto-seed me on it,
Yeah.
so I don't technically control it at the moment.
So he may have sacrificed a lot of killing there, but not a bad move,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, so I was saying, I think it's
Oh, the other thing is that
needs to
guard,
find
the
two
warden
objectives here
is
to
going to
take.
need a battle shock test, and
I'll do that now.
unless they're immune in some way.
No.
Right.
But, there's nothing that states. The roll 6 under 4, 5 battle shock. But it's fine because he's not doing anything.
No.
So you failed the battle shock on that guy on his own, yeah?
Yes.
No.
Unfortunately.
And what secondaries did you draw? Cleanse and...
Cleanse and extend battle lines.
So that's control your home and control one in no man's land.
Well, I don't control my home anymore. That's for sure.
I think we found what Matt
into
does
one
with
of
all
those
the
ones.
dice that don't roll 6s. He gives them to Simon
Yeah.
because
I've taken
this
that
is an
one off,
incredible
Yeah.
roll of bad dice here.
To move 6. Look. Where did I want to get?
I've
Too
got.
close to those. Because you've
Yeah,
got 2 units in there, haven't you?
yeah, I have. Well, I've got 2 units, but they're scouts and they're assault intercessors.
Mm.
So, yeah,
We'll advance them anyway.
I've got about 5 OC on this at the moment.
Yeah.
Are these OC 2?
Yes.
Right.
4. 10 in total.
Easily takes it off me. OC.
Really running out of units here to do anything. I'm just going to pop the other side of the wall to say hello.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I think Simon's placement there is quite interesting of that guard squad or the warden squad on 6, because if they fail that charge, they're really out in the open again there. Potentially with no cover as well if the tanks can position themselves in the middle of the board.
Okay. I'm going to spend 1 CP after they've done their move for squad tactics, so that the Hellblasters can get a D6 move.
Choosing not to go for his home objective is to retake that as well, which isn't necessarily an issue.
Because now you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, I mean I can only equal that anyway.
So
5,
this
6,
is
7, 8, 9.
this is
I'm
turn
not-
3, turn 1, turn 3, yeah.
Yes,
Your
yes,
turn
turn
3.
three, yeah.
So Simon, how many primary did you score? You scored 5. No, you were battle shocked, weren't you, on that guy on the centre?
Yes.
So unfortunately you scored 0 on that one. Did you score any of your secondary last turn?
I had established locust, didn't I?
No. The last one. The last one. Oh yeah. What turn was this?
3.
To start turn 3.
So end of. I just had the end of my turn too. So
No, you're going to turn 3.
now we're going to turn 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so what were your secondaries? Cleanse and...
Cleanse and extend back lines on this one.
Okay. So what have you done there, Steve? You've done a reactive move?
Yeah, I've spent 1 CP for squad tactics, which gives them a D6 move in reaction to someone who's come within
No.
9 inches of you.
Okay.
I mean, so then if you want to charge me, it's going to maybe take them off the objective a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you do want to charge, I mean, they've got a decent stab at doing it, I think. But it just makes it a little bit harder. Makes them think about choices.
Yeah,
that's
good,
my
good moves that
movement,
from
huh?
Steve.
Uh,
I think Simon
on
now
to
the
the
only
shooter.
real move
Mhm.
is to charge the Dreadnought and hope they stick in combat, which would render the Hellblasters kind of a bit
so it'll be
mute for
Custodes
next turn.
into this unit
Probably
here.
the only way he keeps them
Okay.
alive.
So in that case, they are going to spend another CP.
Yes, it's tough.
To now then, what are we going to do? Sorry. Do they all make it into cover?
Yeah, they're all in cover.
Okay. So they're going to do Armour of Contempt, so that worsens your AP by 1.
Alright, okay.
Some good stratagem use here by Steve. The
Okay.
squad tactics plus Armour of Contempt. Really good use of that CP.
Yeah, that adds one to my arm save, doesn't
Well,
it?
they're sitting on quite a lot of CPs. You can see you've got the yellow dice there.
Oh yeah,
But
actually, sorry.
6,
Sorry,
there's
there's no
4
point
he's
doing
sitting
it, is
on,
there?
and 5
No.
for
No,
Simon's
there's no point
sitting
doing
on.
it.
It's
Not
very
really
uninteractive
too
at the
much.
beginning.
Yeah, no, tell you what, so instead of that, go to ground, because that will give them 6 up in them. As I've spent the CP anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
that's
I'll you know.
Yeah, interesting decision that, because
Should we get 2 attacks each?
Okay.
he's potentially given up it does stack Armour of Contempt and cover.
Two.
Nasty coming out.
Only facing -1 AP though, I suppose, so the cover
this is-
negates that.
Oh, well, that's it. But my sustained and crits only applied to combat. That's
Okay.
shooting, so.
Also, if I'd have been stood on the objective, you get to re-roll wounds, don't you, as well? Well, I think you still get to re-roll 1s, don't you? Or is that only in combat?
Every time you make an attack, you re-roll a wound roll of a 1. While the unit is in range of an objective marker, I can re-roll the entire wound roll.
Oh, when you're in range of the objective marker?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that makes no odds that I moved off it.
So
Yeah.
any of these wounds now I can re-roll.
Yeah.
But strength 4.
Toughness 4.
So 4. So I can re-roll those. Well, they all go through.
Mm-hmm.
2, 4, 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
-1, but you didn't cover, so in effect. But 2 damage each.
Okay. So 7 at...
So interesting
7 to
choice of
up,
targets here.
You know, 2
I think probably
because they're in cover.
there was an opportunity here to perhaps shoot into the Dreadnought to
Okay. So...
weaken
save.
it, and then charge into the Hellblasters to try
Something I
and pick
didn't
up
do,
those
though.
units this turn.
I overcharged them
Um,
to shoot those wardens, and I did
Potentially
not do my hazardous
multi-charge and
tests.
pile into
Right,
the
apologies
Hellblasters
for that.
as well.
No, no.
I shall do it now and see if any die.
It might make up for the one your lamb saves you just done.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 dies. Now normally on a 3-up they would get to shoot straight away, but this was last turn, so it's my fault. I completely forgot about it. So he just dies.
But,
So 1 dead.
any preference?
Nearest guy to your guys?
This one?
Yeah, bald guy. Thank you.
There we go.
And again, probably just something for people
So he
to
could have, if I remembered that
be aware
before,
of.
he could have got a free shot off at that
if
last.
the shooting into that
Warden.
unit has just made the charge like an extra inch, if that is the
2
intended
inches.
target.
I'll need to
Yeah,
re-roll
I
it.
think,
So you're charging the
Counter
dread.
charge
Yeah.
the dread.
Okay, yeah.
I do think a double
Yeah,
charge here would
yeah,
have been a
yeah.
good idea. Get into the Dreadnought and send 2 guard into the Hellblasters, pick them up. Because if he kills that Dreadnought, the Hellblasters are just going to kill them next turn.
Go.
I think
If
they
he
will
falls
anyway.
back with the Dreadnought, the Hellblasters kill them
You
next
know, it's
turn.
tempting
So
to
it's
fight
a
Overwatch
difficult
just
one.
for the amusement and see all these shots miss, and then one of them hit, and then it plinks off the armour. But, you know, how much time is that going to waste?
Right, so we have. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4.
Right. So this is into the fight phase now, then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's the AP on their weapons, please?
AP is minus.
I'm going to do Armour of Contempt again, because you can do it in the fight phase as well to
Right.
lessen it down to AP1.
Okay.
Series of technical difficulties tonight. I think I finally got the players' mics up and running again, thank God. And my mic is now running, so I can actually whisper into this one and actually make comment on Ben's commentary.
Yeah, welcome back. I was feeling quite lonely there.
Sorry, Ben, you did a sterling job. You didn't need me.
No,
Does this alter
like
the
I was
AP
saying,
or
it's
the damage, did you say?
It
even if some
reduces your
actually picking
AP
up this dreadnought is
by
probably the
1.
worst thing
That's right.
Simon can do.
Lessens it by 1. So your
Um,
AP2, wasn't it? You said.
Yeah,
So
so
now
that's
you're
AP1.
because
AP1.
his squad will be dead next turn. There's enough firepower that side to just pick them up.
I don't know. I think they haven't actually managed to. They haven't used their 4+ feel no pain. They're only going to get some hellblasters coming in. Only four or five of them this time. I agree. It wasn't the optimum target for the charge. That's for sure. But I've also noticed that there's no other charges happening on the table as well.
No, it's that's that squad on 6.
I mean, I feel was that the end of your charge phase?
There's no other charges.
Okay, right, there we go. I did my part.
Yeah, I think that's potentially an oversight there, because that it's the Lancer, isn't it? It's just going to be able to poke out another inch, get clear sight on all the models, no cover, put some hurt into them. There's no Vexilla in that squad either, so there's actually only 2 OC per model. So
I'm not certain he's taken that objective off him though.
11, is that, yeah?
no, so he's got 8 OC there at the moment, Simon. So he's definitely holding it. But the question is, is there anything Steve can do about that? I'm not sure what he's got in reserve still, if anything.
Well,
re-up save.
Simon still has the assassin in reserve that he hasn't brought on yet. So
Okay, so 3 up.
Okay.
Oh dear. Look at all those failures. 4.
Yeah, I think utilising the lone op, a good play here from Simon would have been to drop the assassin into the middle objective, stick it on 2 behind the crate. Has that lone op to avoid shooting next turn unless Steve commits, and kind of force him out. I think at the moment he's going to struggle to score.
I mean, and even if he does commit, I mean, he's got 3 different objectives that he's going to have to try and take Steve off if he makes that play.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, he needs to score. He needs to look at where he's going to score his primary next turn. I probably would at this point would have stuck the clay just somewhere in a scoring position just to force a play. I don't think picking up maybe 3 or 4 points in secondary with it for a turn is gonna have much impact.
There's probably some concerns about where those interceptors are going to go as well, because they could definitely probably get a bead on an assassin. So it's not an easy play.
No, I think that's the risk here on 6. Is if you pick those intercessors up. I know it's only bolter fire, but it's mass fire, and the way Simon's been rolling, he could quite easily lose a Custode to it. I don't know if you'd think to pop your Feel No Pain into some Inceptor shots. So, interesting one.
He wants a bit of revenge now. Okay.
Got some dreadnought attacks coming in now on the Custodes. Custodes, how much damage did they do? Did they bounce a little bit, or what happened there?
I managed to get it down to 5 wounds, but my blade champion didn't do barely anything.
Well, 5
Well, he
wounds
didn't do anything.
left. Okay, so he's down. Is he capped at 5?
What for damage?
Yeah.
Degradation. No, it's 4.
4.
So just short. Sorry, just
That's
short.
Yeah, I mean the -1 damage
poor
against
save
Custodes is brutal.
Luckily, the Redemptive Dreadnought has Duty Eternal, So you subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of the attack, and the damage characteristic was 2. So if he didn't have that rule, he would be dead.
Mental.
I also put.
Yeah, I think even with that, with the lethal hits, a Custodes squad going into a Dreadnought is not the optimum target for them. They do struggle.
5 attacks back.
Yep.
Only got the strength 7 Guardian Spears on that squad as well, from the looks of it. I mean, I didn't see any use of a grenade, which probably in that instance potentially could have.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to,
grenade's massive, right? Yeah, there's no use of grenade. It would have been -1 to hit back. Yeah, it would have been huge.
Yeah, I think would have been quite substantial there. But as I said, I do think the Dreadnought not dying might actually be preferable here, as long as the Dreadnought shooting bounces, that is. But his plasma's a blast weapon, so he won't be able to shoot that into the Custodes. Hell blasters won't be able to shoot.
We've had a horrible turn of play here.
Oh wow!
Not if you're an Ultramarine. Yeah, that's right.
Man, re-roll that.
I think someone really does need to check Simon's dice here.
Yeah. No, you don't re-roll all of them. They're all individuals.
I
don't know how many command points you got.
With it,
might be worth it to save a
I would definitely consider a re-roll there.
Yeah, I will. Actually,
it's a 4-up, isn't it? So
because you've got a lot of CP you're sitting on.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
All 3 dead.
You've had some bad luck this game.
That is an understatement.
I guarantee there's people in the
yeah.
I guarantee there's people in the comments who be like, "It's not hard to roll 4, is it? Just roll 4s. That's all you got to do."
Well, the comments have been mercifully quiet tonight. Oh no, we're starting to see some horrible stuff. Damn, poor Custodes get so few models at just 1k. It would have been good for players to get back and watch the stream to see mistakes. For more elite armies, it's more of a crutch for burning objectives, holding 2. Yeah, there's some sympathy for the Custodes coming through. Yeah. But it's not over yet. If you can kill enough Marines on the clapback, he doesn't trade up.
So at the end of that, the control.
You only need a couple of Custodes to kill Marines, right? So that's the joy of it.
So extend battle lines.
Yeah, I think Simon's got
Simon's
got quite a lot of CP here.
Yeah, you got this one.
I think not bracketing that Dreadnought, there was the opportunity to use Unwavering Sentinels, -1 to hit. For CP, may have kept one of them alive. There's a few stratagems I think could have been quite impactful here. So I think it's a message to everybody. It's obviously the pressure of the game.
So I'm just going to interrupt play for a second. Guys, could I get the scores at the top of that turn then, please? So, Simon, did you score any of your secondaries? Extend battle lines you can't do because you don't own your home objective.
No, they can cleanse on that one.
Yeah. Do you own that objective? Yeah.
I do, yes.
Okay, so we can give you a cleanse. That takes you up to 9 on secondary.
When did you burn that one for points? Because that was one you were burning, wasn't it?
I couldn't.
He couldn't complete that one for burning. And in your last turn for secondary, so I don't know why I've not written it down, but I've only got you down for 3 on secondary points.
Ooh, more than that. I got overwhelming force for 3 when I killed the prosecutors.
So that takes you to 6. And
secure no man's land I got 5 because I controlled 2 objective markers of no man's land.
That's correct, I remember now. And then we're going to go to your turn 3.
Sorry?
You're going to go to your turn 3.
So you've got your secondary scores from your turn 3, yeah?
Yes.
So primaries in my turn 3.
That's 20.
I've lost that one.
But you have your home?
I have my home.
What's the OC on a Dreadnought?
4.
So you don't, unless the Blade Champion's not... Is he 2 OC on a Blade Champion?
Contested.
That one's contested, so you only have 1.
Yes.
That's something.
Yeah. So you did...
Yeah. You get your home one as well.
I've only got my home one because you took that one off me. Because I got better OC.
So the scores.
And that one you took... So you did that. You've denied me 10.
And then
I've got his as well, sorry. I've got
you've got his. That definitely counts.
Yes.
So well done, that puts you on 20. So as it stands, you're ahead by 10 on primary.
Oh, we get 10 for that one, don't I?
No, you always get 5, but if you burn it, you get 10.
Oh, it's a burning, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Can't read the card properly.
This host is going to find some alcoholic refreshment and review the co-host and the players talking.
Right, so if
No worries.
you can pick me another couple
Well,
of secondaries.
just while we wait for
2, yeah.
Steve
Yes,
to key secondaries, I think there's a couple of observations from the last turn there. So,
So
as I
we've
mentioned,
got
that squad down on
Sabotage,
6, the shield
an
host
action in my
that
shooting
Simon's
phase.
plan has some interesting stratagems.
one
So
unit
they
for your army
have
that is within a terrain feature and not within your
the
deployment
ability
zone.
to grant sticky objectives to a unit during
Completes
the end of
any
their
of your
movement
opponent's
phase,
next
so they can actually
turn or the
move
end
and
of the battle.
sticky. So I think what would have been an
Right,
interesting
okay.
move would have been to sticky objective number 6, and then
and
charge
the
into
other
that
one is
scout
defend
squad through
strongholds,
the wall, get the squad into
which is
cover,
just control one or
puts
more
them probably
objective markers
safe
in
for
your
another
deployment
turn
zone.
there,
Well,
and Steve's would have
Yeah,
struggled to
bang.
take
That's
that
what I've
back.
got extend
So
battle line still.
right.
that would have been an
I don't know
interesting
why.
So
play
defense
there
stronghold is no problem at all.
from Simon
If I
Sabotage.
to keep that
skipping
squad
back,
safe.
Yeah.
The danger now
I'll
is that he
burn out at the
loses
end of
the
mine.
Okay.
squad on
To gain a
objective
CP
3.
back.
So again, CP, yeah.
But I'll put
And then you got
CP
another CP for my turn,
and then
and I
Steve
get
can
another
just
CP
sit
for my
and
turn
score.
as well. Okay. Oath of Moment is going to have to be on those guys to make sure of killing them. I'm going to go for Devastator Doctrine. Which, to remind the audience, so Devastator Doctrine, I don't have to actually, do I? I don't have to use it. No, I do want to use it. I want to put it on the Hellblasters. Of course I do. Yeah, because it gives them that bonus. I don't need it for the advance and shoot, but I do need it to trigger the crits on a 5. Right.
I can't believe how shocking my rolls have been tonight.
Yeah. No, you've been, really unlucky on that.
Couldn't hit donkey's backside with a banjo.
So I'm going to make sure of this. I'm going to spend the CP and I'm going to put the Dreadnought into Tactical Doctrine.
Okay.
So that's one of the other stratagems is like pick a doctrine for one unit and then you have that instead of whatever else is going on in your army. So the rest of the army's got Devastator Doctrine, advance and shoot, and he's got Tactical Doctrine, so fall back and shoot and charge.
It's a great play from Steve here. Really good use of the CP. Keeps that
just because I'm
in the
absolutely
game.
sure to try and get rid of that unit, so
Hellblasters to be able to shoot into the Guardian squad. It should pick those up.
And he's going to blast the tank.
It'd be interesting to see if Steve actually falls back and stays on the objective, or if he shouldn't come off of it.
Right.
But I've seen people do it.
So is that everything? I believe it is. Okay.
So quite a big movement phase here. Steve's got the ability to really push the advantage here.
Guys on my
he doesn't need to sacrifice those scouts into the custodians. You can leave them there behind the wall. Try and pick a couple off with the Lancer. Swing the OC back, and then he's denied the primary again. It's whether or not he feels the battle lust here and goes aggressive and tries to pick all of Simon's units up.
Tank is going to move. So that
Welcome back, Josh.
Okay, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, so I did walk in briefly to see.
So he's got 10-inch movement, 2-inch for the
Devastator Doctrine combined with the Tactical
pivot.
Doctrine.
Absolutely,
jolly good.
Really good use of CP. And just saying, I think it could be interesting to see what Steve does here, because he could quite comfortably just sit and be passive now, score, pick up the objectives, or will he go aggressive and try and pick up Simon's units, which I think we're seeing now. The aggressive move seems to be the choice.
I think it's the right choice. Keep the pressure on. But it's a little known fact. This is an interesting one for you, Ben. You'll like this. You can't actually use the Tactical Doctrine strat if you're not already in a doctrine. So that was ruled at WTC. Not enforced because everyone played it wrong.
Yeah.
But
so
going
Steve,
forward, it will be FAQ'd. So the wording is, if you are in a doctrine, you can change to be in another doctrine. Therefore, you can't put yourself into Assault Doctrine if you're not in one already. So that
So
came
Steve, so he has used Devastator Doctrine here for the wider army.
correct.
So he's inadvertently played it correctly, but I think
Yeah.
was the right decision. I mean, these Wardens, don't stand a chance, unfortunately.
Nope.
I think he's made the right decision to leave the scouts where they are and hope. He's only got to pick up maybe one custodian there to neutralise that one. I believe no, they are 2 OC each, that squad, so he does need to kill 2 to take that primary off of Simon.
I mean, yeah, Simon is due some good luck here. So let's see what happens.
The question is, and I think he can't now, is perhaps the play might have been to bring those Inceptors up and sacrifice the primary to be able to come in this turn and take those Guardians away. Take 3 inches away, land on the objective, out OC him, and then Simon scores no primary next turn.
Well, I still think that's on the cards anyway.
How long's got these guys?
Yeah.
Well, there's behind this wall on 6, you've got 5 Assault Intercessors, which are 2 OC each, and 5 Scouts. So there's
So there are Intercessors there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he only needs to put one on, and he's done the job.
what Simon's got to realise is you have to bring your assassin on this turn. Otherwise, you can't leave it off the table.
Yeah, I think now, especially with the update to the assassin as well, really, I'd expect to see us starting on the table. The lone op should keep us safe turn 1, and then you give yourself the option to obviously come off round 1, come in for secondary scoring. You've got the potential to drop her and stick the Vect effect.
Well, if she was sitting on number 3 objective there, the tactical doctrine fallback wouldn't have been possible.
Exactly. Yeah. Sat behind the wall, applying the Vect effect as well. So all of a sudden, Steve's got no CP, can't do what he needs to do. I think for a 100-point piece, she's so effective. I expect we're going to see at 2K most Imperial armies running Canis Rex and Acladis Assassin
The 2 surviving custodians.
for this certainly for the next few months.
I will not be.
Yeah, I think Rex is becoming quite prominent.
So
how he didn't get
crits,
impacted at all was interesting, and obviously with the new
lethal hits and sustained hits, and
the new improved Gladius Assassin, which she clearly didn't need.
And
why wouldn't you run her?
My Oath of Moment target. Okay, so that's 3 crits.
Oh, let's hope there's a data slate due.
And then
so many crits going
I'm actually
through.
going to reroll that one as well, because I'm fishing for 5s and 6s. Even though it's a success, it's the only non-crit success. So what else have we got there? Even better. Well, one more.
I know it's not as good as it used to be Oath of Moment, but it still certainly has its uses.
Right.
Especially into Custodes.
So they're lethal hits, so they're wounded. And they also are crits, so they've put that many more hits into the pool. And strength 8 when overcharged, so 3s to wound.
Yes, top of 6.
Yep.
Again, Simon's got a lot of CP here, and he's choosing not to use it. Perhaps he just thinks this is a lost cause.
That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I suppose at this point I should be saying to Simon, you have got 6 CP left. You are sitting on a lot of CP.
I am,
You should be thinking, what strats have you got in your arsenal?
I
I
have been looking through them, but
I know you've got a -1 to hit in combat. That could have been useful into the Dreadnought. That would have probably saved you 1 or 2 Custodes in that combat. So just keep when you're not in play. It's just an advice to the players back home. All the league players, especially some of the newer players. Just keep those CP in front of you and read them when you're having. When your opponent's doing routine things.
Yeah, it's so easy to forget them.
Oh, yeah.
I thank goodness we're not in the last edition when you had about 30 to remember, 30 stratagems or whatever.
And I will just mention the best stratagem probably in the game. Well, okay, I use that spell grenade. It's just amazing,
Yeah.
Yeah, which I've forgotten to use.
It's that powerful that you should really.
Having
be
said that, I'm on
keeping in
1
mind
CP, so
saving a CP
I've not,
for grenade
I've not got
each
these.
turn.
I've burned my pile already.
I actually think
So
even
it's, yeah,
now
8 at minus
probably,
3,
Yes.
so 8
it's
invulns,
probably more
basically,
important than
isn't it?
something like tank
Yeah.
shock with the recent changes.
If I did have
I think on average for a normal vehicle, you're probably going to do more with a grenade on 4, 5, and 6s than you are in a tank shock.
It's that horrible feeling you get when
One
Simon has to
fail.
roll an armor save. He failed
fails.
1,
fails, sorry.
2.
Yeah, no worries.
Did you pop the feel no pain on this one?
No. But these would only have feel no pain against mortal wounds.
Aha, only against mortals, I see.
So it's 2 damage each. So it takes both those shots to kill 1, doesn't it? Because they got 3 wounds each.
Yes.
So only killed 1 with all that plasma.
Leaving the Blade Captain.
Oh, it's the Blade Captain, isn't it? Okay, yes. And then I've got to, before I forget again, let's do the hazardous roll for those guys. They're all okay. Would have been nice to actually fail 1 or 2, because then I get 3 shots.
I was going to say, knowing
It's a
Simon's
1,
luck,
yeah,
would have been interested if a few of them had died there to shoot again.
Then I've got the
That's the dream.
lieutenant shooting.
Lucky enough, that hasn't happened.
No, lieutenant's not shot
Ah,
yet.
right, okay.
So he hits on 2s with his mastercrafted bolt thing. Dum dum dum. What's it do? Hits on 2s, strength 4, so 5s. No, nothing. So it's down to the dreadnought to try and finish him off. So let's start with the. Where are we? I've lost Battleforge. That's why I'm taking so long. Let's get that back. There we go. Right. I might do the. If I do the rocket pod first, if it kills them, it'll save us the most time.
I will spend the CP now to use Unwavering Sentinels,
Okay.
which unit I've chosen to the end of the phase. Oh, no, sorry, I take that back.
Okay. Okay.
And he applies to melee.
Right. So I've only got 1 shot with this rocket pod. Hitting on 3s with rerolls. Is that still my Earth of Moment target now that it's the Blade Champion on his own?
It is a new unit.
Right.
The wording is sequence. I think. No, the wording is now when they divide the rules carry over, they spill over. So basically,
to the end of this turn, the Oath of Moment was applied at the beginning of this turn.
Yeah, there was still a unit.
So it does indeed retain it.
Oh, this is a new unit.
I know he does
now.
retain it. It's the same with Battle Shock.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say now it's a different unit shooting at him, and he's down to.
Same as if you come off the board and
Divided
back in
into
the
those
following
lines.
turn. You
I
serve
don't know. Unfortunately, not. That's how we played it in the last league, I think. But I think it has been FAQ by WTC.
Right. Okay. So strength 8. So this will be 3s. So 1 at -1. He's fine. Then the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. 8, 10, 12. So looking for 3s and rerolls. So they'll hit 2. Right, strength 6.
Toughness 6.
So 4s, but it's devastating wounds. So I'm looking for 6s. Oh, 3. That's lucky. And then only 1 other wounds. Okay, so he's got 1 armor save, no AP.
So say mortal wounds, did you say?
No, this is just a regular armor save.
The 3 that went through.
Yeah, they're devastating wounds. So that's 3 mortals, 1 damage each.
And I'll spend a CP for Arcane Generic Alchemy, which gives me a 4 up feel no pain against mortal wounds.
Okay.
And, so I'll roll a 1 first.
Oh,
he
man,
fails.
it's terribly unlucky. Okay,
Shocking.
so then he needs 4 feel no pain rolls.
Wow.
Because these are just 1 damage each.
I mean, since I've started watching, I don't think I've seen Simon make a single 4 up yet.
Fails 1.
Okay, so just 1 damage chipped off him then.
made a couple of feel no pains, but he's not making the 4s where he needs them.
No, that's where the force multiplier
Down to
gets,
5.
you know,
Yeah. I'm not going to kill him on the
passing one
shoot.
save
Anyway.
saves
So
4
smaller
feel no pains in that case.
They'll hit. Okay, well, that saves time. Then this is only strength 5, so this will be 5s to wound. But again, we're looking for devastating wounds. We don't get any. We just get 2 wounds. So 2 armor saves.
2 standard, yeah.
2 standard, yeah. No AP. He's oh no, one failed. Okay, so one fail, no pain against that. No,
Yep.
1 more damage.
I suppose at this point it's academic whether he's taken 1 or 2 because he's got 6 wounds and the Dreadnought Fist does a flat 3, so he's below 6 anyway.
Fire, within rapid fire range.
Yeah, I think the only benefit to the
strength
blade,
4, so
blade
5.
captain is if
So
if he
just
does
1,
drop below half
no
wounds,
AP.
Simon has a strat that will grant him
That's fine. Okay, that's
basically
all
double
shooting.
attacks.
Against
So
him.
he can use Unwavering
So then the
Sentinels
tank
and get
is
a couple of
shooting
extra
those guys.
attacks, which could be enough if he can
they're not in
survive
cover.
the initial
So-
charge, if he gets charged,
Oh
to,
no, definitely not
to
cover.
put the Dreadnought down.
So all its
Problem
weapons
is,
are then,
he's
so
only
big
got
gun,
strength. Even if he picks his kind of
hits,
precision
'cause he's
heavy
blasted it again,
swords, it's
obviously.
still
Yeah,
only strength 7.
And then 2s to wound because it's strength 14.
Yep.
And with that Dreadnought being -1
1
damage,
reroll.
even just getting 5 wounds
So
through
2 at
is a challenge.
-4.
Unlikely, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the play from Steve here is probably to multi-charge with the Dreadnought,
So for both?
charge with the
So invans on both.
Hell Blasters. He doesn't need them at this point,
Okay.
just to make sure that Blade Gun Champion goes down.
Okay, and then Icarus Rocket Pod. 2 shots.
Although I don't think the Lancer's fired yet, but
Hitting on 2s.
doesn't look like he's got line of sight from what I can
I'll
see.
have to reroll it, haven't I?
No,
So,
but it's firing on those guard on number 6.
oh, still misses.
Yeah, I think just in terms of because
So
of the
this
range
is
it
strength
has,
8,
I think
so 3s.
I may have been tempted if I was
So
Steve
that
to
wins. So 1 at -1.
just leave it a few inches further back, just so it did have that line of sight, should it be needed.
Is fine.
Yeah, it comes with
And
experience.
Einhell has
You
his
have
stubber,
options on both objectives, but
with the
yeah,
rapid fire
not in this
range.
case.
We are. So 6 shots.
They did at least survive the
Hitting on
Lancer
2s.
shot. The big one, anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 2 old poor dead wardens then from the Lancer. But the last game I
It's a
played,
good
it was
zoom in
against,
there. I think at this point, the only thing that
Chaos,
saves
35
Simon is if
save,
he
and
starts
just
using those
making 35
Eldar dice that are on the
massive
table.
shots just glancing.
Yeah.
Bouncing off the
Well,
The camera has got auto zoom on it. I will be
Invan
swapping
is
it
the
out.
bane of
This
his
is quite
life.
frustrating. I
It
can't
can't
turn
do
that
anything
off.
about it. Can't do anything
Every time
about it.
someone puts their head in the shot, it zooms in on that bit.
Strength
It's
4,
quite
so
strange.
5s.
I think those Eldar Fate dice might be
just
the only thing
one,
at this
no
point
AP.
that gives Simon a fighting chance.
Safe?
Yep.
No AP you said, wasn't it?
No AP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
goal.
so
Although
that's 2 up is
saying
fine.
that, it means half of his
and
rolls
then
would be
Stormbolt,
ones. So
hitting on
They are
2s.
spiky.
Wounded on 5s. No, nothing. Okay, so that's that. So we didn't do anything. Now then, the Tech Marine might get a shot in with his forward bolt because it's 24-inch range.
Yeah, should do.
He's throwing the kitchen sink at these guys.
Yeah.
yeah. What was
So,
Steve's
forward bolt
secondaries
at 3
this
shots,
turn?
hitting
I've
on
not
2s,
seen much
because
secondary
Tech Marine
play.
was on
Yeah,
2s
it's been
anyway.
nonsense. Steve's secondaries
Oh.
was sabotage and defend stronghold. So
Okay. So he's actually in quite a good position with those Inceptors.
And so, yeah, that was rubbish, wasn't it?
yeah, fantastic. But of course, I'd probably go.
So
for
strength 5.
I
And
suppose you've got
FF6.
turn to play to
So
burn that
5s.
objective. To be honest.
Oh yeah, okay, 1 at -1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
There's no
okay.
way Simon's getting there
Let's
to
try.
stop him. So
Okay.
even if he
and
triggers
then
that
over
turn
here, I
5,
want to think about
it will complete, score him the 10.
sabotage.
I mean, it looks like comfortably he's scoring 10 per round, so he'll
it's a
score the
shooting
50 with
phase,
that burn without
so,
the need to burn a no man's, which keeps him open for shooting.
Yes, devastating.
So
Of course,
the
I
assault
am looking forward to our
intercessors are
game next
gonna
Wednesday,
commit
Ben. I'm
sabotage
sure
on
we'll
this.
have some people who are watching.
So end
that'll
of
be-
your next.
That'll be looking to watch that. So those watching now, yeah, it'll be myself and Ben playing Wednesday
It should
evening.
be fun. It
Yeah.
should be fun. Like I said to you, I think unless either of us does something very stupid or heroic, that it should really be a tight game. But
I'm certainly hoping so.
yeah,
Because it could go horribly wrong if I overextend. Whereas you've got the luxury with those two vortex beasts to kind of extend and then invite me to make a mistake. So it will be interesting.
Oh, absolutely. As long as they don't roll like Simon, they should do moderately well.
Yeah, I think so. And we'll have Adam and Jordan commenting, which will be. I'm looking forward to that as well.
It will be, yeah. It's a shame. I know Adam was hoping to join us for some other games as well. But good to hear Adam and Jordan's commentary. What I'm looking more forward to is watching the game back afterwards, and I think for me, and would be my suggestion to these guys that are obviously playing tonight, and our guys who played last week, is it's amazing what you can learn from watching yourself back on stream as well.
That's one of the reasons I'm doing this. The dream was always to either record what I'm doing, recording what other people are doing, and suddenly the game, what I'm doing, the decisions I'm making, and why I'm making them becomes it's all recorded in black and white. I can see the mistakes I'm making. It's hard to do it in the heat of the moment.
It is absolutely. I do think the top down view is very helpful as well, to have that full view of the map. That poor Blade Master.
Steve, it's almost like you could hear your advice there.
Yeah, I think people are probably thinking maybe that's a strange move, because if the Dreadnought doesn't kill the Blade Master, he gets to fight back. I think for me at this point in the game, if that Dreadnought leaves the Blade Master on 1 wound, it's frustrating. Why not have that backup plan? And if you lose your Hellblasters at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter. But killing that Blade Master pretty much puts the final nail in the coffin. So it's a good move. It made sense to me.
And that's everything that's gone through. And the Blade Master forgot to do the -1 to hit. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so the -1 to hit is only an objective the Custodes hold as well. So
okay.
He did lose that ability.
I see.
But there we go. He's gone. I think Shield Host is a difficult detachment at the moment, because a lot of your good stratagems are very focused around you controlling the board or controlling the objective, and the second that flips, you kind of lose your defensive strats. I mean, Custodes losing the Armour of Contempt equivalent and it becoming a 4-up Feel No Pain to mortals is good situationally, but when you've got a 2-up armor save, a -1 AP is pretty godly.
You do want that.
So
I'm just gonna interrupt play now. Is that the end of the turn?
That's the end of the turn.
So could you talk us through your secondaries there? What secondaries did you score, Steve?
I scored Defence Stronghold because I've got some Assault Intercessors who fell back a bit.
Well, technically you wouldn't be scoring that till the end of Simon's go.
Oh,
You've got to hold it, yeah.
End of your opponent's turn, yeah.
But and what was your second?
The other one is Sabotage, so the Inceptors are involved in doing some sabotage in.
So you're going to have to try and take them off with what units you got left on the table there, Simon? You've got one guy left in that building in the centre,
one warden left in here.
and you've got an assassin as well.
Yes. Is this turn 3 or turn 4?
This is turn 3. Turn 3.
Your turn 4. I've just had my turn 3.
Yes, I can't even bring my assassin in.
Well, WCC rules, they have to come on.
Alright, okay.
So
bring them on anyway.
well, no, you'd have to have done it at the end of Simon's turn, the movement phase, with a rapid ingress. So you'd have to spend the CP and bring them on.
Right, okay.
But yeah, it's a imperative. Both players are responsible for bringing on reserves. Okay. So you can bring her on 9 inches away somewhere. Obviously, it's not ideal this because he's seen the state of play. But you can bring her on deep strike anywhere on the table. Yeah, and that's the play. That's the play.
So I'm in there.
Yep.
With Deadpool.
So there we go. So that's a big move there. So can we see now how many primary will you be scoring now, Simon?
As it stands,
Do you control number 6?
He does.
yes.
Still control number 6. Wow, that's massive. So that's a big boost there, taking Simon up to 20.
Yeah, that was the surprise there that Steve didn't capitalise with that intercessor squad.
Yeah.
But I thought they were going to sabotage and I realised that the Inceptors also.
I have
The Inceptors have stayed on the table again as well.
secure no man's land, and
So we've managed to draw secure no man's land, which is a good one.
Okay, so that's an auto 5 as it stands.
And overwhelming, which is well, considering that objective 6 is a great one.
Yeah, so some good secondaries there. I mean, what was quite a bad situation, the fact that he's picked up the 5 on primary there.
Yeah, it does stop the 20-0, I think, now.
Yeah, I mean, he should be able to just obviously move and charge into that scout squad. Again, I'd probably double charge because the Guardians are capable of picking up both squads there.
Yeah. So he has got, I don't know if you can't quite see it, Ben, but he's got a one guy left in the building there behind the. He's probably going to reveal it now when he does the move next to objective number 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably be tempted here to move the assassin back to the edge behind that crate if he can get a line of sight, and then put the guard in front just to try and stop any charges into the assassin. He's going to score the no man's if he can pick up another 5 on primary next turn and 10 secondary this turn. Then it's
WTC points for the league, which is going to be massive.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean,
every point you get in every game is going to matter in your position in the league, so you've got to fight for every point.
Yeah, so where that Guardian's gone down now, that was the point I was making, is I probably would have used my movement to try and switch that round. So put the guard in front of the assassin, just because I'd be conscious of those Inceptors coming down and charging, or the tank moving forward and charging. Try and screen that assassin to block that middle pathway.
So is that any movement at all? Is that your only movement? Yep.
that's the only movement I've got there.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'm surprised he's not moving that squad on 6, because if he fails the charge, he's going to kick himself.
There we go.
There we go.
A helpful reminder from the host. It's useful every so often.
But it's only scooted across an inch, so I would have used the movement to really hug that wall, get out of line of sight of the Lancer. I see. So he wanted to use the shooting. I think this is perhaps a bit of bloodlust. I mean, he's not.
Blame him?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to kill the Lancer here, and he's opened himself up to return fire. So probably a good example where sometimes, especially in WTC, that you really need to be thinking points. And if he somehow fouls this charge, taking a couple wounds off the Lancer, but it really isn't worth it. As opposed to that kind of guaranteed, get the charge, sit on the objective, score your secondaries, pick up primary next turn, clear that side. If he picks up both those units behind the wall, Steve can't get to him.
No.
And that's probably worth minimum 15 points. Took 2 primary scores, a secondary score.
I mean, I would have been tempted. I would have gone into the assault intercessors maybe, but this is time to play. But you know, that's the threat. That's the OC. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am going to.
And we've got a lovely zoomed in view here, Rich's terrain. So I think it's an opportunity to just admire. I mean, I worry if Rich ever has to travel abroad and bring his terrain with him, because there is no way that stuff is getting through airport security with the amount of magnets in it.
Fine. I don't know the rules on that one.
3. Yeah.
choose to burn that one at the end of the turn.
Yeah,
So that's-
a thanks to Richard again for giving us the terrain. It looks great on the table. It matches well.
I believe so.
It does really. The customizable, modifiable terrain is certainly a godsend. I mean, the ability to transform it, as we know,
Well, yeah.
WTC and GW like to change it up every year. So
Again, I've got
the ability to modify it to the next set, whatever it might be, is obviously a very useful thing. So it looks like there was no damage to the Lancer there. I mean, they are only strength 4 bolters, so
he's going to have his top of them as well.
trying to scratch the paintwork here.
Did I award Steve those 6 primary? Secondaries. I don't think I did.
6 secondaries.
For the sabotage. Oh, it doesn't complete yet. That's why. Yeah, that's why.
Complete now, actually.
I was going to say.
No, it doesn't actually. Defend Stronghold completes now.
Yeah, it's
At the end of his turn. Yeah, both of them.
Which
Yeah.
I think we're at, isn't it? Because we've got no charges or combats.
No. So I don't score anything for overwhelming force, but I do control 2 objectives in no man's land.
So I'm amazed Simon's not looked for the charge here.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
Whether or not he's not conscious of the ability to charge through walls, which is potential here,
Well,
because
you do know you can charge through walls, Simon. Yeah.
He's burning it.
Okay. He's burning it.
Yeah.
Okay. Very well. That's the choice.
okay, I mean, this is similar to the last game. I think that I can understand the thinking. I guess probably the faults would be that
So
burning is 5 points if it completes. Charging that unit and killing it, which is what 2 custodians would pick that scout squad up, for example, is 5 points. And then potentially 5 points on primary next turn as well. So it's an interesting choice. I think it's one that's probably going to cost him, unfortunately, especially if the Lancer then moves forward, puts some more hurt into them. We've talked about the benefit of the grenade strat. It's going to give Steve the opportunity to jump out, grenade with the scouts, charge with the intercessors, get some damage in before they die.
So, no prisoners. Destroy an enemy unit. And assassination. Kill characters. Okay.
Do you get to redraw that one because I have no characters left?
You've got your
Actually, you automatically.
He automatically scores it. Yeah.
No, it automatically scores. Except the assassin is actually an epic hero, right? It's a character. Or is it
Oh
not a
yes,
character?
the assassin remains.
Yeah.
For how much longer, I don't know, because that Lancer should be able to get in range.
you're an epic hero.
The Dreadnought should be able to get within 12.
Did you clock those two?
That was the end of the turn, wasn't it? So that's a massive 9 points on there. That takes you up to 40 points total. 20 on primary and 20 on secondary.
So
So is this the start at the top of your turn, Simon?
That was the end of my turn 4.
it's top of my turn.
That's the top of your turn 4. So you're going to go into your primary scoring. So you're definitely going to have 10 on primary.
Yeah. Is it 10 max?
10 max, yeah.
So yeah.
Put you on
So I've got
30.
at the moment.
Yeah, this is now the turn for him to burn that objective.
And you scored your... What secondaries did you score, Simon?
Secure no man's land.
So you did get secure. And overwhelm, you didn't kill a unit on an objective.
No.
Right, okay.
5 secure no man's land.
Okay. Are you keeping overwhelm?
No.
So you're burning that for a CP?
Yep.
And you can go up to 14. So it's actually quite reasonably close at the moment. Going into turn 4 for Steve.
So the end of your turn, is there any way you can take the assassin?
I think that speaks massively to this mission. It really is. Only be able to score 10 on primary, even if you are completely dominant on the map.
Mm-hmm.
It can be frustrating as the attacking player. I mean, in something like Take and Hold, Steve would have been picking up 15, 15, 15. So that 10 keeps it a good game.
It's a good first one, I think, for the league for sure.
So we're quite close.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
The score at the moment, Jen, sorry, asking. So you're on 50, Steve, and you're on 34. So there's a 16-point lead for Steve without scoring his secondary for this turn. So what secondaries did you draw, Steve?
I got no prisoners.
So no prisoners and
Assassination.
an assassination. So they synergize really well.
yeah. So focusing on those two solo models in the middle, it's basically going to pick him up 9 points,
So I've used.
which is another huge score for Steve at this point. It's turning what maybe would have been a closer game into
So give them Devastator again.
potentially a comfortable 16, 17-point win here, I'd say.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Does
You have sorry, Simon's just remarking he hasn't killed a single model. No, but you haven't attacked anyone either. You've only done shooting, and your killing is in combat. So you've done,
There's only this combat I've had.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
And I've charged you to stop you going first all the time. So I don't think you've had a chance to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think unfortunately the worst target on the table for a Warden squad was
and I would
the
say
Dreadnought.
the Dreadnought is, yeah, as Ben's saying, you can't hear him, but it's the worst target on the board for you because it's -1 damage. Whereas
Yeah,
everything
anything
else,
picks up.
you know, I think 2 Custodes probably kill a 5-man squad of Marines, you know, reasonably.
Okay, so advancing the tank.
Yeah, it'd be two custodians would have been 10 attacks, twos and threes, if not twos with the axes, -2 AP, 2 damage. They just pick up most of these squads. So, but well played by Steve. He did put the Dreadnought right out there. He did put it in front of the Hellblasters. It was a very tempting target.
He did, and it's not something I would necessarily done. I would have been wanted to keep it alive, but actually, it was the sacrificial unit in this game.
Yeah, it ended up being a very strong play. I think this is the risk now with the Lancer. I mean, if he gets lucky and picks up one of them with its first shot, then be interesting to see what Steve does here with the shots. Whether he does split fire, I'd probably be tempted to shoot the Warden, and then tank shock the assassin, just because the Warden can get access to feel no pains.
So he's gone for the advance on the Dreadnought of 1 there. Are you in the what doctrine are you in, Steve?
Assault doctrine.
You're in Salt, so you can advance and charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's looking. Yeah, I'd be surprised if they're still there. Be interesting to see what he does here on objective 6, because
I mean, I would do nothing. I'd just move on and take it.
yeah, that's the question. They both played that. They've both played that objective quite passively at the moment. I mean, definitely he needs to deny the 5 points there. Is the play in WTC is to just get that extra OC on there. As you said, he can shift the scouts over a tad, stick a couple of intercessors on, and then he's got the OC he needs. Denies the 5 points, stops the burn, so it's a 10-point swing.
Let's see. A lot of points can be lost in these moments of hubris.
Yeah, the bloodlust. Let me kill. Let me kill. I haven't heard Steve yet declare the Inceptors are burning the objective either yet.
I'll be keeping an eye on that. We've lost some of the audio, unfortunately, on the player, so I'm trying to keep everyone up.
Problem. I think if he burns that this turn, then it gives him the opportunity turn 5 to obviously pick them up and come and do some shooting. mean, it's been a well-controlled game by Steve here, I would say. I think he's played his assets well. 1K is difficult for Custodes. It's a very difficult balance. There we go. I think he's probably been a bit more committal than needed there. I think he probably could have hidden behind the wall and taken it. But the risk there is that that squad can just pick up that squad in shooting and then charge the other one.
Roll. Just as well. That's a result.
So he's pushed the assault intercessors out.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. I think there was no need to commit them in that way. They could have safely charged behind the wall if you were going to. I think charging them probably made sense. I probably should have done it behind the wall, just in case. Because Custodian's 2 damage bolters are nasty into a squad like that.
So that's devastating. Coming through
Wow.
there.
Wow.
Just when Simon needed some luck.
Was it 9, did you say?
10.
10.
10 at minus 3.
No, it's on a 4 up in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead.
So 2 damage each.
And I needed a fail too.
Okay. So that's
Assassinate
assassination. So 4 for assassination. For
So-
the character. That's the only character left.
I thought that
Yeah,
was
so
into the
that's that
warden
one.
there. I'm amazed at all of those Hellblasters are within 12, but it's difficult to perceive the distance on this view.
The tank's going for the last. Custodes on that central objective.
No, not yet.
Good decision by Steve there, because if the
Strong.
Dreadnought picks him up, it obviously frees up the Lancer to shoot into the squad on 6. So a really good last second swap there in terms of priority, target priority, because
No,
he could have left the Dreadnought with no one to shoot.
All pluses, so. Heavy on sword, only can. Strength 6. It's alright, gents, carry on. Okay, so this is wounded on 4s because it's strength 6, and your toughness 6 on your warden. And it's devastating wounds, so I've got a couple of 6s there. Okay, so 3 armour saves, no AP, and 2 that automatically go through.
5 in total, yeah?
No, you got 3 armour saves, no minus,
Right,
but 2 are devastating wounds, so so you can't take saves against them. They're they're mortals anyway. I don't know what you can do against
So I'll
mortals.
spend the CP.
Yeah, so you get 4 up feeling pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so roll a 3 normal first.
Yeah.
2 of them fail.
Okay, so 4 feel no pains.
No, 1 of them fail, sorry.
Oh, one of
It
them
was
fails.
0 AP, you said, wasn't it?
It's 0 AP, yeah.
Yeah, so only one failed on that
So
one.
it's only 1 damage each. So you've got 4 up against 3
So there's
damage points.
2 go through.
So 2 damage on him.
So down to 1.
Okay.
I don't much like those dice Simon's using.
No, I don't need them all either.
Get rid of them.
I'm gonna burn
My
them when I
dice.
get them.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I'm Stevie, Simon.
No, Simon's
Oh.
dice have been terrible.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't much like
I
them.
thought you meant mine are too good. These roll badly plenty of times. So this is the smaller Gatling cannon.
Oh, there was so many comments about that. Just roll the 4 up.
So one
So now
thing
roll the 4
that
up.
impressed me
5
here
to
from
wound.
Steve is that by
Devastating wounds
moving the
again.
tank onto the objective before the shooting,
So
he
1 armor
took it
save.
from the Custodes,
I've been
which
rolling
meant they
so well
couldn't
tonight,
use their
honestly.
-1 hit
Yeah,
stratagem.
so he's got
which
1
in
armor
this
save to
instance
make
is,
no
is a
AP.
pretty powerful move.
He's fine.
Which is
So
nice.
2 feel no pains. Oh,
Yep.
he's done it, yeah. Okay. So how many has got left? 1.
1.
Okay. Rocket pod. 3 shots.
The big D3 when needed.
Hit again.
Wow.
Strength 8, so 3s.
Yep.
So 2 at -1.
Now he does get cover there because he is within
Yep,
3
that's
inches
fine.
of a
And my
container.
last chance to knock him off is with the Storm Bolter. Can't believe I went rolling. 5s to wound. Yeah, just 1, no AP.
Okay.
Yeah, he's alright. Oh, okay. Tech Marine shoots him.
Steve's certainly throwing the kitchen sink here. I mean,
So, Forge
he's
Bolt.
got significant CP,
3
so I'd probably
shots
be
hitting
looking
on
at a grenade
2s.
into the Wardens
All
and a tank
hit.
shock just to finish him
Strength
off.
5, so
But-
5s. Just 1 at -1.
If the Tech Marine
Did you
gets
take
him,
his
it's the
last
right
wound, boy?
decision.
No, he's alright.
See?
Okay.
Was
So
that
I have to shoot him with the tank now. To get no prisoners.
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
interesting
so
choice.
+1 because of the blessing
Maybe
of
he's
the
not
Messiah.
thinking about the
So
possible
2s to
tank
hit.
shock option here.
Both hit. 2s to wound. Both wound because it's strength 14. So 2 at
He
-4.
also didn't split fire. He
So,
declared it all into
inbound.
this
So one goes through.
model.
So the damage is you still got your feel no pain, haven't you? So the damage
Only
is
into
d6 plus
mortal
3 with a reroll.
wounds.
I'll stick with the 4, so 7 feel no pains on him.
So I don't believe they're
I
mortal
really
wounds
want to
those
shoot
there,
him,
so
yeah,
there
yeah.
shouldn't be a feel no pain.
You said split fire.
Hmm?
Split fire.
Well, it's too late now. I've just declared that he's shooting at him. I just want to make sure he dies. Really,
Yeah, he did.
he did. Okay. So that's under the no prisoners. Okay. And then we're going to chuck some grenades over here.
There we go.
Lovely
Right
war,
decision.
Don't get grenade keyword. But it should.
Remind myself what
The
grenades
issue
do.
now, and again well coaxed out by Steve, because he's used the arcane genetic alchemy on that other unit.
No, I can't do it. I
on
advanced
Feel
with
No
him, didn't
Pain. He can't
Yes,
Can't
you
do
did.
it
I
again.
did, so I can't do grenades with him. Okay.
Okay,
So
it's noticed you can't do it after shooting.
yeah.
So
So
it's a minor thing, but
yeah.
sequence of play, it's foreknowledge of what would have happened, but still a frustrating thing when you know that it's only heavy bolt pistols and they weren't going to do much anyway. But there you go.
No, so we'll have a go with the heavy bolt pistols. Oh, we've got one plasma pistol in there as well, so let's do that.
Oh,
first.
sorry. You fired them?
Hmm?
You fired the pistols?
Not yet.
Then you can do grenade.
No, but they advanced, so I can't do grenade because.
Oh yes, okay, yes. I
So
didn't realise.
before I did grenades,
Oh, you
I
advanced
realised
the
I
assault
couldn't do.
intercessors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were in the assault doctrine.
I was in the assault doctrine anyway, so
Okay, I
I
was gonna
rolled for
say.
advance just to make sure
Interesting. Yeah, makes sense.
because they were a bit behind here. I probably didn't need to do it. I probably could have.
No, I mean they're a 12-inch move, so I think they were getting wherever they wanted to. So
Well, they were behind the scouts, so they had a bit further to move. So I was I was like, oh, they might as well advance because I'm in assault doctrine,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
to lose. And then I get to grenades and I realise there is something big to lose, which is the fact that I can't do grenades, which is the best thing they had against them. So, plasma pistol hits, strength 7.
3s.
Yep.
So here comes
one minus
Simon's 2 or 3.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then the heavy bolt pistols. So 3 hits.
We all just need to take a moment there to
4s,
admire that
5s to wound.
Simon has made a
Just
4
1
up
minus
there
1.
into the plasma pistol. So
Oh, now the 6s are coming out. So much for the shooting, eh? So then it's a case of do I want to go crazy and charge them, which I don't think I do. Got a power fist in there, but against.
So,
Sorry?
big decision there for Steve. There's no reason really not to charge here.
Yeah,
he's going to
well.
get to fight first. He's going to get
Yeah, they're burning it, aren't they?
a lot of attacks into Custodes, and what
When
you
do you get
need
the
to be
burning? Is it
Custodes
in
is substantial
Burning
number
objective.
of attacks to get through those 2 up.
Oh, I've
front.
taken it
So,
off you so they can't do it.
to
Yeah.
not charge,
Um,
then you may as well just stay behind the wall.
So I was going to do that one. And I'm feeling you're going to
Whereas now, if he
Yeah.
doesn't charge, the
think
Custodians are
you're
going to
about
double
to
shoot them.
to be honest,
pick
you are
them
just
up
going
next
to
turn.
assault me anyway in your turn, aren't you? So I might as well.
Interesting series of
I might as
events
well have a
there.
go, now that I've gone and
Doesn't
done
get the
that.
charge in it, yeah.
Because I'm in assault doctrine, so the charge is 4, which
So they're straight in.
There we go. Correct decision.
They're going to have the advantage here of getting rerolls to wound. And are they your oath target?
no, that was the assassin
That
to
was the
make sure I
assassin,
killed
so
it
that
because I
was
wanted
playing safe with the
assassination.
I mean, assault ancestors are only 70 points each, but I quite fancy their chances at punishing some Custodes if they've got full rerolls to hit and wound. But
Yeah, I think Steve would hopefully pick up
So,
1 or
just
2
this
here.
combat then. So
I think any
we've
more than
got
that is wishful thinking.
Power fist on
If,
sergeant.
if he doesn't pick up
3.
2, he probably loses the squad on the crack back.
Give him lance.
I personally, I think it's too risky. There's the play, but there you go.
-1 to your wound roll, isn't it, lads?
Yeah, I think like we discussed at the start, that the option was probably to scoot the scouts over, sit behind the wall, keep the primary. I'm not sure if Steve's realised, but if he fails to kill a model here and the Custodians wipe them, Simon picks up 5 points and the burn completes, because there's only, I believe, 5 OC in that scout squad, and there's 8 OC in the Custodians. So this could actually, this charge could result in 10 points for Simon,
Yeah,
which is pretty massive at this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How I
it's
would
just
right,
not,
yeah, I'm
not,
with you, yeah.
not what I'd have done.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I think without the grenade,
Right. So 3's to hit.
this is really risky.
All hit with a power fist. Strength 8, so 3s.
Yep.
2s because of what I just did with the
It's 1 to 8.
lance.
Yep.
With rerolls. So reroll that. So that's 3 at -2.
So this is when Simon needs to make his 4-ups. Can he do it?
I will pop their 1-time ability for their 4 up feeling no pain.
Okay. So 1 goes through.
One goes through, and he's got the feel no pain.
So it's 2 damage. So you need 2 feel no pains.
1 goes through.
Okay. So 1 damage on 1 guy. Oh, it's -3 actually.
It's still a 4 up in it.
Yeah, I forgot about that thing I've just done. And then they're going to get slaughtered in a minute. Where are we? Chainswords. Why do I need to look at chainswords? Ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. Hitting on 3s.
So he really needs this to connect here. He needs to pick up at least 2, I think. Otherwise, he's in
strength 4,
he's
so I need
inadvertently
5s.
got himself into a bit of trouble.
No, I
Dropped
need
a lot of
4s
attacks there.
because they've got lance. Keep
Yeah.
forgetting. With rerolls because they're assault intercessors. So 3 at -2 because of what's it called? think I just used.
Two go through.
Two go through.
So Adam's just made a comment there in chat regarding how
you
does
got
the
your
Warden's
feel
feel
no
no
pain,
pain work,
Yes,
and he is correct. The Warden rule stipulates that you have to choose to pop the feel no
one
pain.
damage each. Yeah, so two. So another one damage.
When you're chosen a target of the attack.
So that's that.
So,
Which I think he
I'm
did.
not, I couldn't quite hear, so I'm not sure if Simon, at which point he did declare it. I mean, he would have been crazy not to declare it for this interaction because it's pretty significant. So,
I think it happened during the power fist attack, so it's okay.
yeah, I think there's no reason why he wouldn't have used the ability here.
Okay.
He needed to, because as I said, this is worth a big 10 points. I just don't think Steve's quite realised that if he fails to connect, he's given up the objective.
Sustain.
Got off another 5 there if you're getting crits on 5s. Is it? Yeah, take it as crits on 5s, isn't it, for what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jeez Louise. So all your misses went back in and then you got a load of
Not
others.
sure if the players have realised that while there is Lance, is this the Warden unit with the character, or is this the other character already? I don't think there is a character in this unit, otherwise they would have -1 to wound as well.
I might just take these incessors off.
It was an interesting play.
Yeah. I was thinking of the grenades and then I realised that I'd made a blunder in assaulting. I didn't even need to assault with the range. I thought there's no downside. I might as well advance because they're under the doctrine, and then I realised grenades.
I think it's interesting. I think it's just dawning on Steve here that this could have been a mistake.
Right.
I think it's going to dawn on him even more.
That's reduced down to
Josh totals up 10 points at the start of Simon's turn.
Oh, so 20 now.
I think that's the point. It's going to dawn on him that
well, I'm very lucky.
that is the burn objective as well. If Simon can pick up that squad,
first 10.
I mean,
This might be enough.
with 20 attacks, 2s and 3s,
So 3 ups.
I'd be surprised
So
if there's
1
many
dead,
Marines
2
left.
Dead, 3 dead, 4 dead.
Yeah, so a good example there, I think, for some of our newer players, and obviously the guys watching this from the league. In WTC, points obviously precious, and I know at this point in the game it feels like the game's over. But that's a 10-point swing there that Simon's going to pick up now. He's not going to score the primary, unfortunately, because he chose to burn the objective. But he will get the 5 points as opposed to scoring 0. So it's significant for Simon.
It's let Simon back into the game for sure. So not it's not going to be a draw, but it's going to be points on the table. I think that's for sure. So at the end of Simon's turn, can we get your score, please? So you had no prisoners, which you got 2 units. So that takes you to 5. Right? 5. Only 4 for 2. It's 3 for 5.
It's max 5.
If you kill, yeah. So you're on 4. So that's, and then you got 5 for. So that's 9.
Yep.
So that puts you on 59 points. And at the start of Simon's turn, did you actually elect? So you're going to get 5, but unfortunately that means you don't score at the start of this turn, which means you've got to go hunting another objective. But what was your secondary?
I had secure no man's land left.
Yeah. Did you burn that? Yeah, you scored that. That's gone. So you're going to draw 2 new cards.
Because I took that off you when they moved on to there. Does that mean they were still able to burn it?
No, it's going to be when it's actually activated to be destroyed.
So at the end of every phase now, which was a change from the start of the edition, you have to perform an objective check. So as that phase starts, you then sense check which objective is owned by which individual.
So
Although Simon took the objective back at the start of the turn for the burn, it's to check whether that unit still holds the objective, which they do, so the burn completes.
So what secondary did you get?
Defend stronghold and recover assets.
Both not great. So I would get rid of one for sure. Defend stronghold.
I don't think I can score
You literally can't get to that. But also recover assets. You could do it, but you'd basically have to go into an area. No, I don't think you can do it. How many units have you got to have? It says at the top.
2 or more units.
Yeah, so you don't have 2 or more units.
No.
So you can actually get rid of recover assets for free, and then spend a CP to get rid of defend stronghold.
I've got the CP to do it, so I might as well.
There you go. And then draw 2 new secondaries.
Okay, you score both then.
No, well, one is a prerequisite.
So
On
you
the
can
card.
only.
Is that right? Can I have a look at the recover assets just to double check? I'm not giving bad advice there.
Yeah, when you use new orders, you can only actually burn 1 of the objectives.
No,
You can't-
he's not burning 2. If there are fewer than 2 units in your army on the battlefield, discard
Oh,
this.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's a legit. So you can draw 2 new.
So I have sabotage.
It's a little bit better, but it's not great.
No prisoners.
Okay, those are not ones that you want to get together.
Yeah.
So
Sabotage has got to be built.
Yeah, there's maybe a very it's a risky, but there's maybe a bit of a Hail Mary here from Simon. I mean, the only thing I can potentially see here as a play is one when he beat that when he killed that unit on 6. I probably would have tried to consolidate to get that back unit closer to the middle, but closer to the tank. Maybe there's a chance here to move and charge into that Lancer, pick it up in combat, consolidate onto the middle objective, try and pick up 5 more primary, but
well, he can't. This is his turn 5, right?
yeah, well, because it completes at the end of the turn, he could burn it.
Ah,
So
but you can't do the action, can you?
if he can get onto the objective,
No, I've got.
but yeah, if he's, I mean, he'd out OC the tank, but he just can't get onto it. So
So the choice is
a
really
little bit
between
stuck.
sabotage for 3, which is an action inside. That's gone, that objective, yeah. Or no prisoners for 2, unless you can pick up 2 units.
yeah, I think I can't see if he moves behind the wall, sabotages, scores of 3. That there's no way Simon can stop that. He's not going to pick up 4 Custodes hidden behind a wall. So that probably, from a WTC perspective, is the move to make here. Anything else, I'm not sure what else he can do at this point.
No.
I mean, I'd probably move through and kill that scout squad just to kill something. Now he's gone the other way, which is interesting.
They are out of sight, out of mind a little bit. And then
Is that objective out of the...
that objective is gone. So actually, Steve,
sorry,
could you actually remove that objective from the table?
Yeah. So that terrain, I think, is still sabotageable, is it?
It is. Sabotage is outside of your deployment, or at 6 points if it's in your enemy's deployment zone, which you can't make.
No, so they should still be safe there, I guess. It does look like the stream has paused, Josh. There we go. The risk there is this scout squad move forward, they grenade the Wardens, the Inceptors come forward, they put their shots in.
So if it's in both,
Can the Lancer maybe get an angle on them? I'm not sure if it's got the movement with the pivot, but if it just goes straight forward, can it get line of sight on them?
Yeah, but if he wants the full primary, he can't. He can't come after him really with everything. But yeah.
Well, if he's burning that home objective, then that's his 50, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't want to give that up.
Yeah, just mean I think where Simon's moved them into cover, but if he'd moved them into that bottom objective, killed that scout squad, nothing is getting to them that can hurt them this turn. They're probably not going to die. They're probably still going to get the sabotage, but there is still the risk there. And why take a risk if you can completely nullify it?
So my turn 5 then.
So you're going for the sabotage, and so at the top of your turn, Steve, you are going to get the 10 primary, and you're going to draw 2 secondaries.
So unless he gets something like containment and an area denial or something like that, he's not going to be able to max here.
So the perfect one here we got behind enemy lines and establish locus. Oh God.
Oh, wow. So that Inceptor unit on its own has just picked up 8 points.
It's a golden ticket, but it does mean he's got the choice between doing that and burning. But there's only one choice really.
Yeah, I mean, comfortably he can pick up that he can burn the objective, pick up 4 from the centre on area denial. I think he said he had. Sorry, not area denial. It's deploy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, pick up the 2. He'll still score the 3 passively for the Inceptors because they are behind. I don't think there's anything else that he can get behind there now.
There is one unit, yeah.
Yeah, so as you said, the move here is to do the burn, pick up the 10, do the homers in the middle for the small score, and then
go home for dinner.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame, as you said, it's not having done the burn action on the previous turn, which I think was something you pointed out, Josh. If he'd done it on the previous turn, he didn't need the 5 primary this turn objective. So if he had burnt it previous turn, that Inceptor squad then just scores the 5 for deploying behind. It picks up the 3. You then have an 18-point secondary turn. As opposed to now, it's going to be 15. It's only 3 points, but that 3 points is a difference potentially here between a 20 and a 19.
He will do the action to establish locus.
I mean, what's the differential at the moment? What are we looking at?
Yeah, I mean, looking at it's all Simon's points are on. He's got potentially 3 coming for the sabotage, I believe.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, so that
yeah,
would be
which I
30.
Well, to be honest, they're in a good position.
So it should be what 43 he'll score.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's just being silly.
No, 42, I think, right?
42. Steve's going to pick up a minimum of 12.
To get these 2.
So he's probably looking at about an 82, something like that. So I think looking at that score, that probably is the difference between a 19 and a 20, I think.
Right, so gents, I think we've just had a handshaking moment there, so let's go through it all together. Oh, for God's sake, this is going to drive me insane.
You might have some more points to score.
Yes, you do. You have sabotage. So I'm just going to keep this here, so we'll do a wash up. I'll just move on to so I'll just wait there and go into waiting for a moment while we do some technical stuff. But I'm going to player info. We'll get the cameras up. Oh my God, it's all happening.
Is that right?
No, sorry.
No?
Oh yeah, that's working. Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you. Lifesaver. Just going to get the second camera up. So we can see our players here. We'll stay here. Actually, what we'll do is, if you want to just go around that side, please.
Yeah.
We'll do it that way.
So, do we need to score the last secondaries?
Yes, you do. What we'll do it now, because you basically the play has stopped. So we'll just do that quick. And then move into here.
3 victory points. 1 unit in my opponent's deployment zone.
So, sorry, talking us through. Sorry, we just lost a bit of
Oh,
sound there.
sorry,
So,
okay.
what were you doing? So
secondary mission behind enemy lines
for 3.
for 3 for 1 unit, the Inceptors.
Yep.
And then the other one was establish locus, which the Dreadnought's done in the middle
2.
for just 2 more.
Okay. And did you burn anything at the end? No.
No,
No. Okay.
I didn't. I forgot about that.
You did? Okay. Well, that's huge.
Okay,
because
so-
that was probably the difference between getting a very high score
Mm.
Yeah,
and a
that's
very
probably
good score.
potentially
It's still a
maybe
very
a
good
s-
score.
A
let's
16
be
now
honest,
rather than
that
18,
was
so
a
quite
rough-
big from Steve there.
Rough
Very
few
generous.
save turns there when the Custodes just needed to weather the storm.
I couldn't save anything.
Yeah. So I mean, saying that, we're looking at the score now is 25 primary team
Yeah.
and 17 on secondary, so that's 30, 42. And then Steve, we have 74. So it's a difference of 32 points.
I could have burned the one in No Man's Land for 10 as well.
That
in
would have been
his objective
that
for
would
10.
have been 42 points rather than 32. So
Yeah,
Ben,
it's,
Yeah.
what?
it's now a
away.
16-point game rather than an 18-point game.
So what would have been an 18-2 to Steve, which would have been very strong. It's all 16-4 win to Steve. So you managed to get 4 points out of that.
Well,
I'll shock it,
I'll
I
settle
played
for
it,
that.
I'll settle for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there was a few plays, I think. What would you have done differently, do you think, gentlemen? We'll start with you, Simon.
I'd have liked to have known the rule for me for my Dreadnought,
Yeah.
with his little spear sticking up.
Yeah, well, we did offer a take back on that
I
one,
know,
which
yeah, but-
which I think you should have taken, actually.
Looking back, I should have, but
Yeah,
it's my own fault. I didn't know the rules,
yeah.
so I know now to read more.
Yeah, well, it's the area on the terrain. It's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, you know, if you're not in it, you can't be seen, and that's the best defense in this game.
Mm.
Is not being on the terrain, not touching it if you don't
Yeah.
need to be, because you're invisible essentially if you're behind it, unless there's indirect. So there's just no need to give that away. Anything else?
Yeah, I need to buy new dice.
Yeah,
New dice.
quite possibly.
Those are shocking.
I've said that so many times. I've said that about these blue dice, and today
Yeah.
I had 2 bad rolls all game. It just happens, isn't it? It's like,
Mm.
yeah.
And what about you, Steve? What do you think?
I did a lot of little silly mistakes. I mean, like I often do. Like at the end there, instead of going, 2 points for, or how many few points it was for the end.
Yeah.
I forgot about burning at the end.
Yeah.
So could have burned that for 10 points. Yeah, just little things here and there, like that would have been even better if I had just thought for a second,
Yeah.
and then I could have used grenades. Not that would have made a huge difference, but just little things like that here and there. And it's like if it hadn't been going so much my way anyway, that could have made a bigger difference, and it could have swung it, you know. So
Well, that's what I was saying to Ben on the chat, and we're saying, you know, when you're running ahead like that, the hubris can get to you.
Absolutely.
You can get complacent.
yeah,
You start to just hemorrhage points that you don't need to give away.
yeah.
It happens all the time.
And in
There
a
was definitely a chance of 20
you don't want
points
to do
there
that
for
on every
Steve.
point you can.
Yeah, Ben's saying there's definitely a point
That's
for
up to
20
you, know,
there.
every objective that I went, I thought, right, I'll burn that one.
Yeah,
I was always counting on it every time.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
from-
risky, isn't it? Though I saw that and I thought, ooh, that's risky. I've got even more risky for me because then my units are more fragile. So I didn't want to risk it, and then that's partly why right at the end I forgot. Now it's safe. Do it now.
Yeah.
And then I forgot.
I think what I would have done slightly different, Simon. I've probably tried to go into the Hellblasters, not the Dreadnought, because that's a bigger a threat to you actually. And over there, on Objective 6, which was down in that bottom
This
corner,
one there, yeah.
there was no need for you not to charge and kill all of that.
Yeah, I just kept waiting for you to do that.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, yeah.
If that would have moved in there, you'd have still held the objective. You wouldn't have burnt it, but you'd still got the 5 points.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually, that would have meant you
And
could
the
have
extra
pushed
5 for Storm Hostile as well.
And yeah, you had overwhelming force that turn, and you chose not to kill anything,
Yes.
which was 3 points, which you lost. So there was a few plays like that. Obviously, you were hamstrung by that Incessor. Moments of the game, I would personally say, is when that Inceptor unit came down on your home objective,
Yeah.
cleared up the sisters, and then you had a bad choice. Did you go backwards, or did you go forwards?
Yeah.
But at that point, you were in the trap. So yeah,
they're a
that's-
bad unit for doing that. Every game I do something horrible, but
They are fantastic.
They are great.
Most lists see multiple uses of them
Yeah.
for that reason.
I always take at least one. Yeah. They're just so flexible to just do that when you need them to.
Yeah. Fantastic for clearing up those chaffy units at the back. Bolters I thought was probably a bad choice, but actually, in hindsight, if you're using them for clearing up backfield like that,
This is
it's usually chaffy units.
Yeah.
It's not a bad shout, that was Steve, actually.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're from the that starter set, so I didn't have any choice but to have bolts. But
that's fine.
But I've never gone and bought the plasma, but I've always thought, yeah, they're good for dropping in.
The plasma might not have done the job, so
yeah.
May not have done the job. Aside from that, the assassin not coming down. I don't think you'll forget that next time.
Oh, no.
Because that's starting her on the tables, as Ben said during the commentaries. It's huge because she can follow up the Custodes. She's got lone ops, so she can't be targeted.
Yeah.
No one's likely going to come after you because you're surrounded by Custodes, and she gives that +1 CP bubble around her within 12.
Yeah.
And so when Steve fell back with his tactical doctrine, he couldn't have done that because it would have cost him 2 CP. He'd have been locked in. He wouldn't have been able to get shot at by everything, or at least you wouldn't have been able to get recharged. Blade Captain would have been alive. It just changed. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge. And also the strats, forgetting the strats, that you could have gone -1 to hit, probably saved a couple more, and then suddenly that whole flank doesn't collapse. You're in it for a few more turns. So it sounds insane, but these tiny little things.
So easy to forget strats.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not so bad this edition. I mean, last edition was crazy because
Yeah,
so much to
different,
remember, and it was just an exercise in frustration. But even now, it's even with only like, was it 12 of them per game? 6 core and 6 army?
Something like that, yeah.
It's still so easy to forget it. And well, like that, I almost forgot Lance. And it's like, oh no, give him the Lance one.
Yeah.
It'll help, you know. I'm still not going to win this, but it'll help. You know.
And any questions from my co-host Ben, or any comments?
No, I mean, I'm not sure if these guys can hear me or you're just having to pass it on, Josh. But I think, like we were saying in the commentary, there was a few pivotal moments there that, for all intensive purposes, it looked like it was going to be a 20-0 game. So I think Simon still clawing 4 points out of that was impressive. I'd like to know if Simon would, in hindsight, make any changes for his 1K list for round 2.
Okay. So just really echoing what I said about 1 or 2 points, giving away hemorrhaging points, but it could have been a 20-0 and then going for 16-4. But the main question was to you, Simon. Is there any changes you'd make to your list going into the next game at 1,000 points?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a look and play around with units, but I think for me it's more how I deploy. I'll look at maybe trying to change that somehow.
Okay.
Because I felt like for such a small army, I was spread out quite wide.
Yeah, you were, but I mean, yeah, for sure.
And remember to go behind buildings, not in buildings.
That's a big one. That's a big one for sure. So that's.
A question for Steve. I'm intrigued to know.
And we have a question from Steve as well from Ben.
Yeah, a question for Steve. Was his intention what I think we labelled as a genius play to dangle that dreadnought out there to pull the Custodians away from the Hellblasters, or was it a happy accident?
It's an interesting question on tactics here, Steve. Your dreadnought, when you put it out onto the objective over there into 3, was that an intentional move to draw out his Custodes, or just a happy coincidence?
I was thinking of drawing them out,
there you
because
go.
I wanted the Hellblasters shooting at them. And I was thinking I might have to go devastated doctrine on them and get round the corner and shoot at them, and then they would kind of be on their own. So if they didn't wipe them out, they might be in trouble. So I think it was mostly to get that objective. That was like the number one thing. But I was thinking, if he comes out, then that's where I want them in shooting range.
There you have it, Ben. The strategic genius of Steve.
I mean, it's probably the play that won the game because it collapsed that flank. So.
I was due to make. You were either counter-charging them or just charging me instead.
Yeah, I was worried about getting charged, but I think I managed to avoid it happening.
I spread out far too wide and went in wrong directions.
So, well done. I think that was the play of the game. That's Ben's play of the game. The Dreadnought onto that objective, drawing out that Custodes charge. And that was it. So, I hope you enjoyed it, gents.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Can't
thank
be
you very
stressed
much.
about- Despite all the technical difficulties we've had.
Thank you for hosting.
No, it's been my pleasure. So shake each other's hands.
Yeah.
Wish each other
Thank
good
you very
luck.
much.
Good
Yeah,
luck in
good
the
luck.
league, gents.
Good luck in the next round.
Until next time.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. Tune in next time. It'll be Ben and myself playing next Wednesday with Adam and Jordan in commentary. Thanks for
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. You'll see whenever we post anything new and there's any live events happening. Otherwise, you won't know it's happening without prior notification via our private channels, which isn't always the best. So again, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.
Good
Bye.
night.